Wow.
Got him. Welcome,
Oh, hey, I can do
travelers.
this now. If
Oh,
it
does it-
doesn't
does
do
it
it,
happen?
I'm gonna be so mad. It's
Come on,
not
come
doing
on.
it. I'm so mad.
What were you
No.
trying to
Ste'yn,
do?
save it. Catherine, save it.
I'm
Come on.
confused.
No.
I think
Oh.
No.
my reactions, I think I turned them off because I was getting annoyed with them.
Hey, there it is. Got him. Got him.
Yeah.
We're celebrating. Hey, welcome, travelers. If you're new here, my name is Brenna. I am your regulated by D&D dopamine DM, and welcome to Tales from the Catacombs. This is our tabletop RPG adventure that we are thrilled to share with you. This game uses the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition system and rules, the new 2024 rules, if that makes a difference to you playing at home. Ooh. And the setting is a homebrew based on the rock album Razia's Shadow by Forgive Durden, which if you still have not listened to it, honestly, every now and then I just have to. It's good. It's fun. It's just campy fun. Before we get too lost in our adventure for tonight, please be sure to like this video. Subscribe to the channel. We are on our way to our next goal of 250 subscribers to the channel. It doesn't cost you a single thing to hit the subscribe button. Some of the rewards we've had have been because of our subscriber goals. Our next one being, I'm going to continue to politely and gently prod Catherine, who's going to run a really
You haven't
fun...
poked me since last session.
I have been having... I've been relying on Josh for it. Well, also, Catherine, I feel like you've been really busy lately. Like, I didn't want to, and I know you
That's
said I could.
just my life, so just poke.
I know. I'm gonna poke. I'm gonna poke. We have to discuss things anyway, so we're gonna discuss like big mature adults. But Catherine will be running a really fun, unique one-shot for us because of the subscriber goals. So more of those means more fun things like that, which are gonna be very exciting. And also, be sure to leave a little comment below. That helps our algorithms. We'll even prompt you. You can answer the following question. What are the characteristics of a spell named after you? What would it do? What would it do?
Necrotic damage?
Mine causes confusion. Which I discovered there's actually a whole chart. Confusion is an actual thing. I learned this recently. Very proud of myself. I also, just fun fact, I also now own the physical copies of the Dungeon Master's Guide, the Player's Handbook, and the Monster Manual that I acquired last weekend. And I'm so excited to just like sit in my bed and just read it. Just go through it. Finally, it's going to happen. I'm so excited. So thanks for that gift. That was really kind and I'm excited about it. But without further ado, please enjoy this session of Razia's Shadow, a 1,000-year interlude. Let's recap. If I can find my recap. Oh, I'm on the wrong spot. There it is. I say this every time now. Wow, session 48.
Wow.
That you all left her alone with that, I'm so mad at you all.
I did it. My mic must not have picked it up.
Discord really hates high-pitched sounds. It's really annoying.
Me too. Session 48, the Ruby Quill. Shortly before the Vivere arrived, Captain Nora had attempted to find Cynthia in Stormwatch Tower. She was confronted by a gnomish man who summoned dark from a glowing red object and forced her to leave. Nora was secretive about the whereabouts of the other novices in case of listening ears, but she strongly hinted that they were hidden by her now destroyed home. The Vivere helped her hide deeper in the alley where they found her, and then entered Stormwatch Tower to rescue Cynthia. They discovered her in one of the large learning halls, and they successfully warped her from the room in order to confront the gnome inside alone. The one that they suspected was the Ruby Quill. He boasted his large mind, but he couldn't overcome their fighting prowess. The Ruby Quill had another plan. He created a tremendous explosion that engulfed himself, Beau, Ste'yn, and Viola. Only his ruby weapon remained, and it fidgeted with disquiet, as if it weren't done with its fight. I should clarify that the players are still there. The characters are still there. the only thing left of the ruby quill that y'all see is the quill itself. This. Let's just set up for tonight. So, as that flame dies down and you see there isn't much left apart from his, I think the cloak was left and his gloves remained. And then you see on the ground where he flung that gem, he flung the ruby aside. It is in this shape. It looks like a carved quill, large enough to be notable. You can see the details kind of shimmering as it catches the light while it's shaking on the ground. Everyone give me a quick perception check.
$13.
I got a 15.
11.
11.
28.
Okay. As you see it shaking and kind of rumbling a bit, it just kind of makes this little clattering sound as it goes back and forth, very agitated looking. And then you start to see what appears to be a type of dark smoke kind of emanating from it, the more agitated it seems to be. We are still at initiative, so we are at the top of the initiative once more, which I believe is Snow. So what do you do?
I'm gonna go over to it. You said it's like emanating dark.
It's this thing, right?
Yeah, I think
just
someone made a little spot where it was.
Yeah, when you pinged where it was, I put a little red mark there to help us remember where it was.
I could probably just drop a thing, like an actual. I think it doesn't matter. You see it.
Okay. Yeah, this is fine.
I'm going to take the bag of holding and scoop it up without touching it.
Okay. As you go to scoop it and you kind of get it, you can feel where it's gonna start going into the bag. Give me a give me a strength saving throw, please.
Wonderful. Natural 1.
Oh my gosh.
As soon as you kind of feel where it's starting to lift up off the ground, it's made contact with the bag that you are holding. You feel this pulse. It is fiery hot, and not just burns, but stings as well in a different, strange kind of way. As you are thrown, you and the bag that you are holding are thrown backwards, 20 feet. Move yourself back.
Ow.
It's a good idea.
Taking 3 bludgeoning damage as you are tossed back.
Ow. Hey, that would be almost enough to kill a commoner, so.
It was a force. Okay. And prone as you were falling backwards. Or thrown backwards.
Yeah. I'm going to use half of my movement to stand up.
Excellent.
Actually, no, I don't have that much left. Never mind. I will lie on my back and contemplate the stars. And that will be my turn.
Okay. Next up, Beau.
I think he's going to bonus action take a potion of healing. So it's 2d4 plus 2. Really? It's 5.
Really?
Okay. Healing 5.
Huh?
Better than nothing.
Yeah. Yep. Kick it back.
Yep. And then, I mean, Ste'yn took out the last ruby with her Sacred Flame, so he's not really super concerned with this, so he's just gonna step over here. Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know, I guess he'll ready an action of throwing a Psychic Dagger if it comes at him, but I really don't see how it would.
All right. Action is readied. So if it, what is the
If something attacks him.
the trigger? If something attacks you.
Yeah.
Okay. If something attacks Beau, trigger. Okay. Ste'yn.
All right. Ste'yn will come a little bit closer. And then, yeah, we're going to shoot a Sacred Flame at it. I need a dexterity saving throw from the quill.
From the quill as it is. That is an 8.
Fails, so it's gonna take 8 plus 18 points of radiant damage.
Oop. I can do math. Okay. Gotcha. Anything else?
And then bonus action to give a care glare to Viola.
Thank you.
So you can get some hit points back. And that's gonna be close to max. 7 plus 5 is 12 points of healing.
He's still looking bloodied, just barely though.
Well, you have a
I
second
still
wind,
hurt.
remember?
I know. I'm just
Dang.
saying it for the people, okay?
People at home, she does have a second wind.
I do have a second wind.
All right. Speaking of Viola, what you got?
How do we kill this? How do we do the last one?
It was with Sacred Flame.
Do we just attack it until it broke?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Viola will go. Is that considered within? I'm assuming, is that fine where she's at to hit it? Or do I need to move up more?
For
Yeah.
a melee attack?
Yeah, it looks like it's in between two.
No.
Oh, because it's in that square. Like if she moves into that square, it's on top of her. So
yeah, it would be in this square I'm pinging.
Which way?
Which one?
I don't
The
see
one
you pinging.
you're in melee range now. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong one. Sorry. This square.
The one below her. Got it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Well, she moved there then.
Okay.
And then can she move her hunter's mark to it? It says a creature, but I mean if it can make
You may.
She moves her hunter's mark to it then, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, I'm also going to ask about if it's an automatic crit, just because it's an item that can't really, I don't know, like how if you attack something that's prone.
I mean, it's technically prone, so you would have advantage.
Yeah.
Sweet.
But not automatic, no.
Hey, that is a crit though, 19.
All right.
So
And what type of
now
damage is
it's...
It's 8 plus 6 and then rolled damage.
Part of it's piercing and part of it is force. So I can do them separately if needed.
You do not need to do them separately.
Okay. So I need to roll this and this.
Yeah, you're at 14 right now.
I didn't roll this yet. Wait. I forgot what die I roll for my hunter's mark. I think it's a d6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is a d6. Okay, so I rolled the right things. So 21, 24.
Okay. Okay. 24. You start slashing at it with your weapons. And you definitely note that you're hitting it. Maybe tiny chisels coming out of it, but nothing nearly as notable as the power behind, say, Ste'yn's attack on it. It appears not to take as much damage from your strikes.
Okay. Well, all she can do for right now is hit it again with her second attack, so she's just going to go ahead and do that.
Do it.
24.
24 hits.
$13.
Of the same type of damage?
Mm-hmm. Piercing / force damage. It's all going to be the same.
Yeah. Cool.
Viola will look at Ste'yn and be like, my hits aren't doing near as much as whatever you did, so.
Well, perhaps you should back away from it.
I don't have any more movement.
We didn't move.
I don't have a bonus action. I moved my hunter's mark
right.
to it.
You moved your mark. I didn't realize you were that far away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like,
she was
even
like
with
back.
snow, I
Yeah.
think. I was like back. I don't know where my mouse is. I was like back here.
Okay.
I guess I do have 5 more. I can move to the square over.
You would still be next to it. I would step backwards. You're still in melee range or whatever.
There.
Unless it sprouts legs.
Beau just directing Viola.
She's
like,
not that way, the other way.
Take it back now, y'all.
Not your left, my left.
Not this time.
You step back and you have a moment of, you quickly have a moment of, oh, I'm glad I did, as you step back and it suddenly starts rattling on the ground. The small wisps that were coming out now start to kind of free flow from this gray thin to this thick, dark mist that begins pouring out from it. It looks very much like dark that you've seen before. And in the center of this dark that's starting to pour out around and into the room, which I'll draw in a minute to show you where it's kind of starting to spill along the walls and kind of emanate out from it. You see also this very bright, red, glowing, kind of not a full shape. It doesn't look very solid, just very bright. But it starts to take on some kind of humanoid-ish form, about the same height as the gnome you had been fighting. Arm-like appendages, leg-like appendages start forming. All of it looking very almost corporeal, until the deeper it is within like that pool of dark, it starts to look sharper and more firm until it looks very much like it is a solid form in there. And there's a very low kind of laughter coming from within that pool of dark. Just for the sake of, before I get a chance to draw it out, anything within melee range of it right now within that box is in this deep darkness that you recall seeing like when you were fighting the ruby blade. I need, as it makes itself known, within 20 feet of it, which is going to be Snow, Viola, and
No,
Ste'yn.
Snow's not within 20
Yeah,
feet.
Snow's not in there.
Oh, just kidding. He got blasted back 20 feet, which threw him just out of its range. That was kind of lucky, huh? I need you all to please make, well, Viola and Ste'yn, I need you both to please make me an intelligence saving throw.
Uh, 19.
Okay.
16?
16. Viola, you both feel this kind of pulse. Not enough to throw you, but it feels kind of warm and sharp against you, but really it kind of rattles your mind. Ste'yn, as it rocks you a bit, you find yourself taken aback, and intimidated for a moment. Like your heart is racing. Something about this presence, it has the same arrogance as the gnome, but this time you really feel it. You will be, as this aura of this mental domination, as it is called, overwhelms you. You will not be able to take reactions until the end of your next turn.
Just
Turn
to
end.
confirm that was not a charm or frightened effect.
Correct.
Cool.
Oh yeah, so cool.
Fantastic. That
I
is
feel like our main reaction is just attacking if something left her. So it's not exactly a bad thing for
I
her
don't
not to have
care.
reactions.
That's just it.
Oh, I
making
guess
itself
she also
known.
has
Sentinel.
Eyes of the Grave or whatever. Or not Eyes of the Grave, but Death Grave. The thing to stop crits.
Sentinel.
Is that
Sentinel.
Sentinel?
Death's
No,
Door.
not Sentinel.
Yeah.
Death's
I
Door.
just
that's
said
Give
it!
it a presence. Give it a little presence.
Ooh.
It's going to move to you, Viola.
Sweet.
Yay! Let's see. Going to make you see it glow as it kind of reaches out to strike you. That is a 24. Which I think hits.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. It's going to do. Oh, need my dice. Going to do. Ooh, 22 points of psychic damage.
Fun.
Did I write that right?
No,
And I
it's
need
less
you-
actually.
Just kidding. LOL. And I need you to make me another intelligence saving throw, please.
That one's an 8.
Okay. As this strike of magic washes over you, you also find your mind rattled, and you find yourself confused until the end of your next turn. Suffer from the condition of confusion. Why did Brenna know about confusion? Maybe
I
because
don't
she
even
had to
see
look
that
it
as
up.
a choice.
Well,
What?
confusion is it itself is a spell that has
Yeah, doesn't it cause...
traits. So can't take bonus actions or reactions. Rolls a d10 at the start of its turn to determine its behavior for that turn. And there's a little chart that tells what you do. I'll keep that up for when it becomes more relevant. Yeah. I think that's all the Ruby Quill's going to do as it continues to scoff, seeming very proud of himself. Which brings us to the top of the round again. Snow.
I'm going to look up from my spot on the floor, give a long sigh, and stand back up. And then Snow will address the Shadow Man and say, "Sorry, you are not welcome here today. You may return to whatever nothingness you came from, and I need it to make a wisdom saving throw against my vicious mockery."
Wisdom saving throw. Oof. That is a 10.
It suffers 8 points of psychic damage, and it has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Disadvantage of its next attack. Excellent. Okay, anything else?
I'm just gonna back up a little bit more, just come like over here.
Oh, I forgot to show you guys where the dark was, like, real deep dark. Oops, that's too far. Sorry.
Well, is it going to be
I drew
moving
too
with him? Because if it is, it's probably not worth drawing it every time.
It's not. It is.
It's still emanating from this point.
Well, it would be emanating down here
It's
then if it's
from-
not moving.
Oh,
with
I'm
him.
sorry. Thank you. Where it began. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay. Sorry. Where were we?
So, can I see through that at all, or is it just complete pitch black?
It is pitch black, but you can see him because he is glowing. So him at the edge here, you can see.
Yeah. But
He's
I
not
can't
trying
see.
to hide in it, it seems.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. That is my turn.
Okay. Beau?
Beau is going to move back some. Yeah, I would say maybe to there. And then we'll throw a psychic dagger at him.
Go for it.
Um, 19.
19 will hit.
Six, 11, 16.
The psychic dagger is a magic weapon. It's magic that you cast.
It's not a spell.
It's just psychic.
It's psychic damage, which is a form of magical damage, but it's not a spell. but that would be 19 psychic damage.
Okay.
I think it's going to throw another one for a bonus action.
Do it.
And that one's 17.
17 does not hit.
Okay. And that would be his turn.
Okay. From within this the edge of this darkness where he is, you see another he flashes bright for a moment, and then he is gone from that spot. Let me drag him. He moves. Huh? I'm gonna move here.
Oh, hi there.
Hello.
Hello.
That was a bad idea. Brenna's not a tactician. Ste'yn, it's your turn.
Does he have more around him or no?
Not yet. I mean,
Okay.
no.
Alrighty, we're going to look at him with raised eyebrow of disapproval. And we will... Question, does it look like... You said he was very solid when he was in the shadow. How does he look when he is here next to me?
He still looks very solid. It looked like it looked like maybe he was forming as he was appearing.
Is there any sight of the quill? Or does he seem to be separate from it? Or does it seem like he assumed it? And if that's not very clear, that's okay. I'm just trying to get a lay of the land.
Sure. You can't see into that dark spot where he was, but the creature itself, himself, he looks like he almost looks like a golem of ruby. So take that how you will.
I will take that how I will. And I may regret this in a second, but we're gonna turn my back on him and 1, 2, 3, 4. Head towards the center of that darkness and feel around for a quill.
Okay, he will use a reaction.
Okay.
He will lash out at you.
Mm-hmm.
That was a bad roll. That was only a 12.
He misses.
Dag. Okay, so you moved into the darkness there?
Yes. Yes, looking, feeling more probably around or listening for the quill itself.
Okay.
So can I use my bonus action or action to try and locate the quill in the darkness?
You can do an investigation.
Okay. Oh, that's pretty good. That is a 17.
Okay. It isn't a huge range of darkness that enveloped the area, and you walk into it, you start feeling around, you get that same sense of how it clings to your skin and doesn't seem to want to let go. You pat around on the ground, and you don't feel anything. You kind of assume at this point, as you realize he is not there, made of ruby where he is now, perhaps he is some emanation, some formation of the ruby quill.
Okay. Okay. So did that investigation check take my action or my bonus action, or what did it take mechanically?
Action. I'll say action.
Cool.
So if you still have a bonus action, you can. I think it's just reactions you don't.
Yeah.
Is that what I said? Reactions or?
Reactions.
Yep.
Alrighty. Let's see. Don't really have any bonus action I want to use right now, so we will just stay, 'cause I'm also out of movement.
Oh, because you're slower.
Yes.
Oh no. So you're ending your turn there?
Yeah, I don't have a choice.
Okay. You end your turn there. You stop moving, and you feel that darkness cling to you.
Yeah.
In a weird, excited kind of way, almost as if it itself is sentient enough to know and be glad that you stopped. What was it looking for? Exhaustion.
Cool.
You have 1 level currently.
Uh-huh.
You move to the 2nd level of exhaustion.
Excellent.
I think when I try to type it into the thing, it gives me the old rules. So I was trying to find it quickly and tell you what that was, but
I got it. It means it's going to be a bigger penalty to rolls, and my speed is reduced more.
Yeah, so she's got 20 speed and -4 to her rolls.
Mhm.
Woof! Woof! All right. Viola.
I thought you had to tell me what I did. Didn't
have
you
to
say
ro-
something about
Oh,
a
that's
You have to
right.
D10
roll.
The
determined?
chart is that's right.
You would roll a d10.
It is a D10. A 2.
You don't move or take action.
The target doesn't move or take actions this turn.
Sweet. And I don't think I can take bonus actions from what you said originally, so.
Okay. Is there anything you want to say or anything else to use your turn?
I mean, I don't think she would be saying much if she's confused. She's probably just like dazed.
Fair enough. Okay. Which takes us back to the quill. In this area surrounding him. Make sure I'm on the right
Yeah.
layer.
Say another.
Hmm?
Is it just like darkness?
Thanks!
Yeah, if you use the square one, it's a lot cleaner.
That's fair. Take that. Darkness emanates from him further. You do see him shining in that darkness. He doesn't seem to mind about being seen much more than he cares about y'all. So, if I can go back to my cursor. Okay. He is going to move. Oh, what's the range of that thing? I don't think he's close enough. Oops. You're
Yeah.
right.
If you didn't scribble,
If only I didn't scribble. I think it wants to join you back over here, Ste'yn.
Oh, yay.
He comes rolling back over to you. You hear his voice saying, "Were you looking for me?" As he
Maybe I was.
and his arm reaches out, attempting to connect with you.
Everyone wants to connect with me.
A deep, intimate level. A 26 to hit.
That does hit, but I'm not interested in intimate connection. I'm sorry.
Not for anyone except Yonai. I mean, what?
Never said
Alright.
that.
I did. It's going
You
to
have
be.
too many ships for Ste'yn, girl.
I sure do. It's a problem.
It's okay.
Oh wait, did
More.
Viola?
Oh.
Does Viola get a chance to get out of confusion? Because at the end of turns, at least for the spell, you get a save.
It ends at the
Oh, it already is over.
yeah, until the end of her turn.
Okay, so it's not
Yeah, end of its next turn.
identical to the spell. It doesn't last for a minute.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
But it might happen again. 15 plus is 30 points of psychic damage.
Great.
How are we feeling?
She's looking rough.
Fantastic. As his arm strikes you, leaving this almost a glowing imprint on your armor for a moment. This deep red. And it laughs. Oh, how he laughs. Let me show what I want to do. Okay. And that brings us back to the top of the round. Snow.
We're going to reach into my bag and pull out a deck of cards.
What?
And I'm going to summon
no.
a beast.
I was like, yay!
I
I have to find the thing.
I want a little bit of help. I can pull it up if you want, because it's summon beast.
Did I have a list that I gave you? Or you have... No. What did I have?
Well, I think you told me that it was summon beasts, as in the spell.
That was a card thing.
Yeah, it's
It is
Yeah,
a
hard.
card,
I thought
but
I
it-
have a
what it
list.
does.
Like
Yeah,
it,
it's like a
it reacts that way, but I think I had a list of what was going to pop up.
Mm.
Let me quickly search as you pull out your deck. I forgot about the deck.
speaking of things that I've forgotten about.
It's either that or I throw Ziva's hand at it, so.
I'm not mad. Okay. Yep, here's the list, and there were some cards missing and some used because it wasn't a complete deck.
Right. I believe there were 30 cards originally, is what I wrote down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've pulled a few now.
I can't remember how I
pulled
had you do
two.
it. How did I have you do this?
I mean, there's a deck of cards in
Yeah.
Roll20 right now.
I think that's
Oh,
all we used
that-
last
that
time.
is-
Cards near me if you want
That
me to
makes
just
sense.
pull an actual card.
Let's use the deck in the thing so people can see.
Well, if you want them to see it, you have to put them by the card by Snow's image.
We can do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to flip automatically. Don't flip automatically. Let him do it. Oh, it flipped automatically. What is that? A 3 of clubs? Oh,
Mhm.
nope. That's not in the deck. It doesn't exist. It's not real.
What about the 4 of Hearts?
4 of hearts.
That I just drew.
There is a 4 of hearts.
Hey, make it be useful.
You draw the card from the deck. The card shimmers and shifts and changes. And you see in front of you,
The fairy.
if only. That'd be pretty
It's a
dope.
fairy.
A little kitty cat.
That would cheer Snow up at least.
Hey, it cheer Viola up too.
Yeah.
You could throw a cat
gonna
at
be
it.
okay.
It worked for Coraline.
Cat attack.
Not quite a kitty. More like a poisonous snake.
Cool.
Fun.
No step on
Isn't a
snake.
snack?
Let me make sure you have control of it.
Yes.
Snack.
A snake snack. Snow.
Snack, snack,
Snack, snack, snow. 3 in a row.
He's all yours.
All right, guys. You said poisonous.
Poisonous snake.
Well, I guess we'll see if this thing made out
Having
of rubies
fun with
is immune or
alliterations.
not to poison.
Alrighty. It's
Not
got
super
some
tough, but it's
movement.
yours. Do you need the
I-
thing for a snake?
I got it.
Okay.
Go! Bite him!
I choose you!
Bite the ruby! Do your 1 point of damage.
Do it.
Maybe. Just breaks its
Neck
teeth.
uses bite!
It's gonna make a mighty bite attack against him.
You should have
Do
had him
it.
do the move to make it reduce its defenses. For treating this like Pokemon.
That is a dirty 20 to hit.
Hey, that hits.
He's got a better attack than Snow does. Alright, he takes 1 point of damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw against this terrible poison from this tiny beast. Unless,
You know,
of
I
course,
have-
he's already dead.
Or if
By
you
that
can't
Yeah,
get poisoned.
No, he's not dead.
Can
What
it
a
be
con
like that?
save?
Yes. Very, very high DC of 10.
Yeah. He only got a 7.
Wait, you're saying
It-
gems can be poisoned?
No,
Seems
I'm not, but I
immune.
rolled it anyway.
Oh.
This
The gem
magical ruby
also made a
man can be
dex save
poisoned.
earlier.
Well,
Uh-huh.
I mean, that was against
Before it
radiant
had
damage.
limbs.
It's still doing things that creatures normally do.
Yeah.
So
I'll let him roll for it, just in case.
Shadow Man takes a big 2 points of damage.
Hit him where it hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of hope to see some additional, like, anger or shiver of pain or something. But the initial bite, as it kind of digs itself with surprisingly sharp fang into the ruby, that appears to be all it seems to really do. Or at least you don't note anything spectacular that the poison might additionally do. But it looks cool. Anything else now?
Yeah, nope, that's it.
What if that was the death blow? What if it was, though?
That would be fantastic.
I mean, that's up to you. If you want to modify the however many hit points you got, be like, you know what, that was it.
Yeah, just subtract all the rest of his hit points. Yeah. Cool. That's the end of Snow's turn. The ruby. Ste'yn, you see in front of you, the ruby grows very bright again. And then when the after image kind of leaves your eyes, he is not there.
Wait,
Oh,
is
it
he
didn't look
skipping
like
turns, or is
him.
this like an extra turn that he's getting?
It's a legendary
Okay.
action.
I thought we had a connection.
Ah, if only. You didn't want it, and he felt rejected. Stop rejecting the men. And another bright flash. And he appears behind Viola, a few feet behind Viola.
Sweet.
I gotta stop doing that. Beau, it's your turn.
Okay. Hero use a bonus action to give himself steady aim and throw another dagger at him.
Go for it.
That is a 26 to hit.
26 definitely hit.
That's 16 psychic damage.
Beautiful.
And that would be his turn.
Okay. As you throw the psychic dagger and it makes its connection before vanishing, you can see a little bit. You can see a bigger kind of piece of the ruby itself seem to like chip away from it, from his form before it becomes more of this like wisp of darkness that kind of blends into what's forming around him. But it seems as if he is looking pretty hurt. He's looking hurt. What is it? Bloodied is half, below half?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Anything else, Beau? You said that was your turn.
Yep.
Ste'yn?
Okie dokie. We're gonna get out of the darkness.
Wise.
And then we're gonna go for a guiding bolt at Ruby Man.
Do it. Take that, Ruby Man.
That is a, let's see, 27 minus 4 is 23.
Mm-hmm. That hits.
Yeah. And we're doing this at 2nd level, because I'm spell slots, you know? Spell slots.
Yeah. Resources. Scarcity. David has something to say. What is
No,
it?
I just forgot that his daggers have vexing now. So I should have made his bonus action one before with advantage. And if that hit, then that one should have had advantage. And I wouldn't have needed steady aim.
Gotcha,
Okay,
gotcha.
that is 12, 10 is 22 plus 25 points of radiant damage.
Yeah. You...
And he...
Mhm.
And he is now extra shiny as he gets that sort of platinum glittery coating from Ste'yn's guiding bolt, and the next attack against him has advantage.
Extra shiny.
Mm-hmm.
We love that. Yeah, you let loose this bolt, and where it strikes almost seems to create a small dent, this little crater into his ruby form. The pieces that went scattering also become these wisps of darkness that are forming around him. Anything else, Ste'yn?
Excellent. No. Oh, I'm gonna take a healing potion from my inventory. Get some
Excellent.
healing back. Okay. That's not terrible. That's not great. That's 8 points.
Better than nothing.
Mm-hmm.
A
Very much
wise
better than
woman
nothing.
once told me.
Exactly.
Anything else?
Nope, she is out of movement, so we're good.
Viola.
He's looking pretty hurt.
He's looking rather unhappy right now.
Okay.
I'll say he, after Ste'yn shot him with a blast of radiant light, his craggy head turns towards her, and he says, you could be using that power for our goddess, and she could give you the world. He seems crazed.
Well, Viola's just gonna move right up next to him and attack.
Okay.
That is a 24.
That hits.
And I'm assuming her hunter's mark is on him.
Yes. You didn't?
Okay.
You had advantage, by the way.
I rolled with advantage.
Perfect.
Okay. That is 10 damage.
That's the piercing and force.
Mhm.
Oh, right. It's force, not psychic. I don't know why I was thinking that. Oops.
And then she's gonna attack again.
Go for it.
That is a 21.
Also hits.
Ooh, that one is 14 damage.
He's looking quite rough. And even though your strikes don't seem to do a lot of damage, it seems in combination with everyone else, it's really starting to get to him pretty bad.
Okay, well, she's gonna take her bonus action attack then. Oops, I was missed. 19.
19 hits.
Okay.
Your weapons also
that'll
cause
be-
Vex, don't they?
Yeah, I've been rolling with advantage for all these.
Oh, jeez.
Let me know too. One, for the sake of people watching, and two, for my own sake, because that's how I learn, is when I'm constantly bombarded by vexing damage.
That is 12 damage.
Okay. Just steadily chipping away.
Are you gonna action surge since we know you have that?
I know. I was just thinking about it because she kind of wants to finish it and not chance to get any
Oh,
more
if we
damage.
short
So I
rest,
think
you're gonna
she
get it
will.
back anyway.
Yeah, I think she will go ahead and action surge.
The fighter,
Let's do
ladies and gentlemen.
it.
When the fighter gives no more cares, someone's going to die.
And it's not gonna be her.
And she does still,
We
because her
think.
short sword has Vex too, so she gets advantage still. Ooh, that one's a crit.
Nice.
Go for it. Heard it.
So that is that and that.
And we did adjust
Oh.
the critical, right? It's the
Mhm.
full
Yeah.
of that die, then the additional die, and your
Mhm.
fun stuff.
So that is 12 plus, that's 19, 27, 30.
Woo!
I rolled very well. I rolled a 6 and a 7, plus another 6 and an 8 and a 3.
As
I believe I
you
added all that correctly.
you're slashing at him, you're seeing that he's getting ready to let out more of this darkness as you strike one last time. Good and hard and true. And what does it look like as you take him down?
I think she just takes one more last and like gets ready and just thrusts it through his chest and yells probably because she's very frustrated. It's been a long day. Everybody's tired. Everybody's got low hit points. She was just confused. Now she's able to attack again.
And you stab your sword through him and it pierces. You watch as his ruby form around it shatters and breaks apart, crumbling to the ground as he lets his face, also made of ruby, it just slowly turns towards you, and there's a look of surprise before it also crumbles away. It all becomes a pile of first rubble and then dark mist that kind of flushes out kind of around it. As the Ruby Quill's defeated.
2 down, 3 to go.
There are still these patches of dark that don't seem to be fading though. They're just kind of there in the room where he was, a little remnant of his being there. But you are out of initiative.
Time to loot.
Yep,
Yeah.
gotta go get that cloak and those gloves that have haunted Ste'yn's dreams. We're grabbing those.
You grab them.
Everybody pick a table and see what's on it.
Uh-huh. We're raiding the room. We need some we
Go
need
for
some
it.
edges.
Give me another investigation check, everybody, for your proper looting.
Can I assist one of my friends instead of rolling myself?
Sure. Who are you assisting? And
I will
how?
assist Ste'yn will assist Snow, and she will do that by walking with him and sort of pointing out little things here or there as he is really doing the main looking, because she is moving slow and tired.
But Beau got 27,
Okay.
and he can go higher.
Snow,
if
you
he
can roll with
16.
advantage. No, you're good. 16.
I got a 28.
Beautiful. Goodness gracious. Okay. You see that
sorry.
there are
30.
we're flexing tonight just because. I'm sorry. It's a 30.
Let's be clear here.
Let's just be perfectly clear. 30.
Ste'yn takes credit for that 30, by the way.
Oh yes, yeah, it was all her for sure.
No rolls his eyes. Say's
Is
like,
her
you
pet.
see how good I am?
Pat.
As she yawns.
Also, he just for the flavor, he's got this snake just kind of like curled around his arm, and he's just sniffing the air.
How long does the summon
an
beast last? An
hour.
hour?
I don't remember.
I remember it being an hour because of the riding the tiger or whatever the lion.
The lion. Yeah.
The lion.
That was great.
Lions
Okay.
and tigers and bears.
Oh my.
Nick friend
You-
for an hour.
Yes.
Very
You
happy.
find there are a few more potions lying about on those tables that look like they have not been broken or the vials are not empty. So there's 4 more of those. And you find a couple of You find a couple of kind of crunched up as if like forgotten scrolls that look like they've got some neat things on them. You find 3 of those guys. They're just like all either balled up or between old books or wherever it is. And
Potions, did you say? Sorry.
there are 4 remaining potions. Snow boldly drank one.
Yeah, I did.
It
It
was
was great.
hilariously timed too, because he chose one, and I think that's the one that's on that table, and he's like, and it was a healing potion. It's like cool.
Yep.
And actually, thanks to Ste'yn, you also spot what otherwise you may have ignored in a room full of very clearly magical things. You spot this it otherwise looks like a pretty simple looking, like very small staff, almost like a wand type of thing. Otherwise very basic looking. You find that amidst the things, but it catches your attention as like, oh, this seems interesting. I'm going to take it. If you want to take it.
Yeah.
It seems worth
Oh
taking.
yes, everything. Taking everything.
Fantastic. I feel like a scroll, if you can read it, it would be pretty obvious what type of magic it would be. That wouldn't need an identifier, I imagine.
I mean, it would say.
Yeah, if it was a
Yeah.
spell book, that would be different, but a scroll
Right.
is...
Gotcha. So there are 3 scrolls. One has create bonfire. One has toll the dead. One has burning hands.
So, 2
I found
cantrips
stuff I
and
liked.
1 level 1 spell.
Crunched up in corners that the people didn't care.
Seems like someone's a pyromaniac. Bonfire, burning hands.
And bells.
So,
The handwriting on those the same.
what would we have
They
found
appear
on
carefully, beautifully written.
What would we have found on the corpse? Because Beau's keeping an eye out for a spell book that guy would have had.
You don't find anything else.
Well, even in his clothing? Like, because he had his clothing on a heap or whatever.
From the when he was in his like human or humanoid form.
Yeah,
Yeah, I took the
Yeah.
cloak and gloves already.
okay.
It all seems to be gone.
So is that just what Snow found, or is that what we collectively found?
That's collectively. That's what remained in the room. The room itself actually seems to be like you can see there's the table broken, bottles broken. It seems like the room was either ransacked or very quickly things were moved, and so some things might have fallen or dropped, or maybe there was some kind of confrontation that broke things, but it does not appear like it is very full. It looks like it was not meant to have a lot of things remaining in it. It almost seems purposeful, or something happened.
Viola remembers that we zapped Cynthia out of the room, so she's gonna poke her head out and try to go look and see if Cynthia's down in the foyer.
Before you even have to poke your head out, you actually, as you turn towards the door, you see a shock of pink hair and then a face peeking into the room and looking and seeing the four of you. Cynthia's eyes widen. She's kind of like clutching her hands to her chest.
Viola runs up and gives her a hug.
She's very tense in your grip. Thank you. Okay. Okay. And she like kind of starts to try and push you.
I know we didn't always get along, but I've been worried about you ever since I, saw how tired you were right before we left, and so I'm just happy to know that you're okay. Viola will like give her space after that.
And she nods, but still looks a little like taken aback by your very big reaction. And she says, "Thank you. Oh, wow. I gotta admit, I thought you guys were definitely going to die in here."
That was
Well,
clear.
much harder to take out than that.
I can see that. What happened? Where is he?
Gone.
Kind
Destroyed.
of disintegrated.
Yeah, he
He did it to himself. It wasn't us.
He blew himself up first. So there was that.
I wish
And then
you
there
would
was
have done that
also
before.
a Shadow Ruby monster, and then we destroyed that too. So
Where did the Shadow Ruby monster come from?
from the ruby
Viola
that he cast.
gestures to the clouds of black in the room still, I'm assuming.
Yeah, they are there.
By the way, the void.
She quickly
Don't go
covers
in
her
there.
mouth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is Ste'yn still
Yeah.
at second level exhaustion, or is being out of it helping?
It does. That starts to fade off of her.
Oh, good.
Yay.
So
Take
is that what Master Wells was hiding in that quill thing he had? A monster?
I believe he was.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, both ends.
What makes
Oh.
a monster and what makes a man?
That's a great line. I'm gonna steal that.
Should.
Okay. Yeah.
The
you
real
guys are
question is,
still
what
as
are we
weird as
doing
ever.
next?
Well, there
We need
other
to
I feel like
bring
we
rooms
should
here.
get her.
We need to go back to Nora and figure out what to do next from there.
Well, why don't we look in the rooms that aren't so beat up?
We can do a really quick search.
Yeah, Cynthia, do you know if anybody else was in the tower?
Honestly, I can't really think clearly from the last. I don't even know how long. I've just been so brain foggy.
Wait, you don't have
Do you
any
have any of those little
bangles?
charms on you? Viola's gonna start looking over her to see if she has one of the little things.
Give me a
Like the
perception check,
iron
Viola.
charms.
Whoops.
Or whoever's looking.
Can Beau help her
Let's do it then.
Do you want to?
24.
That's a natural 20
Nice.
for a 36 total.
with -2?
So disgusting.
Oh,
Minus
34.
Whoa, let's be
Not
very
so
clear
good
here.
anymore, is it?
It's 34.
Lame.
You can tell she doesn't really understand what you mean when you kind of start babbling. Like, do you have a charm on you? This thing? But you can actually see below her robe, you can see that there is some kind of chain around her neck, like a necklace. There's actually two that you know. Viola, you see one. Ste'yn, you note that there actually is a second one. And as you say that, she thinks about it for a second and then pulls the first one out, and you can see that there's a little iron medallion on the end of the one that she reveals to you. This thing?
Yeah, we need to get rid of that.
Take it off. And the second one.
Oh, okay. And she takes off the first one. She hands it to you. And then she takes off
Now
the
drops it in the
second. In the bag. She takes off the second one. And even she looks a little confused as to why it was on her person. She looks at it for a second. And what you see on the end of this second kind of rope around her neck is about a pinky-sized crystal. It looks a bit gray. But you've seen a shard of dark focus before. She takes that off too. She's like,
I've got several in the bag of holding, and I'll add this one to the list.
why? What is that? What does it matter?
Nothing good.
It's really nothing good at all. Objects of
Okay,
the dark.
tell me why. You can't leave
Objects
me in
of
the
the dark
dark.
that they can use to manipulate you later.
Or track you, or listen in, and so forth. And so on.
Probably why you're so confused right now and having trouble remembering. My guess is that you just came out of a gap where she who must not be named was keeping tabs on you, maybe controlling you a bit. And so once you come out of that, you kind of lose that gap of time. We've all been through it at one point in time or another. I think. Maybe Ste'yn hasn't. I know the boys have. I know I have.
I don't remember that.
That's kind of the point.
He's laughing to himself.
You sure are cheerful for a ruby stone monster thing being attacking you.
It's just another day.
We
Yeah,
defeated
we're
it.
kind of used to it at this point.
You guys are so
I defeated a
weird.
dragon not that long ago, so this was...
What? You did not.
I already told
Show
you
the
that.
scale, or the tooth, or whatever.
Show her, Beau.
Bring out the evidence.
Beau doesn't
Beau.
have the patience to go rummaging through his bag again for this.
It's like, I don't care if you believe me or not.
Yeah, true story. Fun times. So, we need to be moving on. Quick scan of the nearby rooms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody take a room.
Yeah, give me another investigation check as you guys are going through. It's a big tower. There are numerous other rooms. You note not all of them are even unlocked.
Oh, got a nat 20, so that's a 28.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I only got a nat 1.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Things should be.
That's a 15.
Okay. Yeah, you 18. Okay. The other rooms on this floor, on this first floor, don't seem to have anything really worthwhile. They also just seem, everything seems like it's been emptied out in this place. On the higher floors, the higher you go, you start to note that there is this kind of what you thought maybe was just like shadowy because it was higher up, it was distant. You start to realize might be lingering more of this darkness. And on the third,
Were we planning on doing other floors? Because I kind of took it as we were doing like the rooms on this floor and then moving on because we needed to be quick.
I thought
Beau
I
is
thought
quick.
Beau wanted everything.
Beau does.
We can do it fast. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you can
Pretty
kind of you can jog and check. There's locked doors. It would take you longer if you also wanted to try and unlock the doors. But if you want to just check doors that are open or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'd say we'd stick to open doors.
not much on that level. Level above, again, it's getting that kind of dark and wispy. There's still not much. It looks like it's been ransacked. On the highest floor, if the other 3 want to follow to that higher floor, it is definitely darker up there, where you'd start to feel it kind of clinging to you. Beau seems to mind a little less as he kind of charges in, but if the others want to follow, I would need Constitution saving throws from y'all.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, Viola's
Snow
not
puts a
going.
hand out.
Typically, she
and
would,
goes
but
up. Just in case.
I wasn't
typically
going
Viola
to.
would. But those 19 hit points are hurting. So
Oh no. Okay. Beau, you run up. It's still not it's not like as thick, but it's still enough that you can to also feel it trying to like cling to you. And you is this where I'm allowed to admit I don't have something for this and I can give you some fun loot later?
Sure.
Well, Nabia, there's some things that we'll find something fun for you to find. For daring to go up to the higher levels. But there is not much. What you do see is that, again, this whole place appears to have been emptied. Whether it's preparation for the festival and people just weren't there, you know that a lot was not going on work-wise this whole week. But we'll find something for you.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Cynthia waits for you guys downstairs. So you guys regroup. She's still very inquisitive. She's trying to get you to answer any and all questions. Do you tell her more about what's happening, or are you keeping that to yourselves?
Now we'll talk to her.
It's almost like this thing we talked about offline, some kind of weird shipping situation.
Oh yes, definitely.
Let's insight check the situation. How attracted do they seem to be to each other?
She's
is Bren
attracted to
blurry
the
for
knowledge.
everybody else? Okay, no,
It's
she's
in
back.
and
Never
out.
mind.
It's in and
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
I don't know what triggers that, but it's probably the face of my birthday cake from last year. Isn't that cute? It's a little crochet cake. Okay, yeah. Cynthia seems just enraptured by any details you're willing to give her.
Enraptured by snow.
By the knowledge. By the knowledge.
Snow has so much to give.
You know? So where are you guys headed with her?
Back
Where we
to
left.
Nora.
Back to where we left Nora.
Okay. You exit Stormwatch Tower. It is...
Stealthily.
Are you?
We can try.
I mean, Viola's still in the same disguise.
I was gonna
that
say,
she
how well
started in.
kept is our disguises looking after that fight? How well did the curtains hold?
They probably got... I mean, they were already pretty
Tattered.
beat up curtains to begin with. They look more beat up. Well, Beau didn't take a ton. Well, you also were in the middle of a fireball.
He was in the yeah. He dropped to 19, or no, maybe it was 18 hit points. So
you're looking singed. You're looking singed and tattered. You might want to spruce up your costumes a little if you're interested in taking the time to do so.
I mean, he's supposed to be a homeless beggar. I feel like that might make him look better.
He's atoning, not homeless.
His penance is to sit inside of
This
a
is not
fireball.
part of your. It's not part of your atonement.
Yeah.
Vow of
Giving
poverty.
up all the things.
Asceticism. Snow looks totally fine because his was just an illusion, so it covers up anything anyway.
There you go.
Viola had on like a acolyte's robe type situation.
Yeah, I think I gave you Snow's vestments, or maybe Ste'yn.
Yeah.
No,
I think Ste'yn might have
it's Snow.
given.
Cynthia will also
I don't know.
ask you why you are dressed the way you are.
So you
made
been
You
yourself
know that we're
known.
wanted.
Cynthia, we can adjust these things
Everybody
once we
wants
meet
us.
up with Nora. That way we don't go back and forth relaying information.
Fine. Whatever. And then she'll go with you. Were you going to just leave your costumes as they are? Burnt up a bit, but otherwise,
Hey, if
you're not
they-
I
naked.
think so.
Yeah, if we're not naked, then I guess they're good enough.
Soundbite. If I'm not naked, it's
That's a
good
great
enough.
quote. That's a great quote.
You make your way back to the alley. You go further in, out of sight, kind of hidden amongst the shadows of the walls, and you find Nora still sitting. She's looking about. As you happen to come up, she's looking in the other direction, and you can see her weapon that she rarely draws, her
Gun.
firearm, is in her lap. Her fingers kind of tapping along it, and she does look less pale than earlier. As you approach, and she turns and sees you, and as Cynthia comes into view, an excitement seems to light up her face, and she gets up. Oh, you're all right.
Can I ask to clarify, this alley, we're around like buildings or houses, right? That are basically empty because of festivities or whatever?
Essentially, yes.
Okay, cool.
All right. Someplace safe where we can rest.
Well,
because
why don't we just break into this house right here? Nobody's home.
that works.
That works.
There's a moment of concern on Nora's face before she doesn't say a word, though.
No, you're traveling with wanted people. We're doing what wanted people do.
Surviving.
No need to stoop to the level of the stereotype. But I suppose I'm
You
also
have some-
wanted.
Unless you have somewhere close by, that's a better bet.
I wish I did, but the Peace
And
District
breaking in
is
it
not
is.
safe.
So moving on.
So anyway,
Is there a window, like a back window or anything like that on this side? Of
yeah,
this?
easily you can find
Door.
Okay.
there's a number of buildings. There's not big, but there's a number of buildings. They're dark, and there are windows. You could.
Fine. I don't know
I'm
if
gonna
this
just
is.
bust one, or
I mean, ideally,
if
it
it's
would do
open,
something
or-
quiet. So I guess we'll try and bring it open.
sure. Give me a strength check. That's
Strength.
kind of
Guidance.
Viola will help.
guidance and help.
I rolled an 11 and 12. So that makes the 12 and 11. And then I got a 2 with guidance. So that becomes 13.
Yeah, you're able to kind of like shunt the window open well enough for you all to shimmy your way inside. It's fairly quiet. You're not too concerned that anyone overheard you where you are. You
Cool.
make your way in, and you can see it's not. This one's not a. It's not a home. This was one of the small shops.
Potion shop?
Not a potion shop.
Dang.
It looks more like potentially some an artist, a painter. It looks like there's a number of easels set up.
The paintress?
But you see a lot of
Magical paint?
broken. No, not magical. Lots of pigment. Lots of there's lots of pigments around. There's canvases around. There's unused canvases, various papers. You can see various sketches of people, of places, things like that.
Are they well
And it's
done?
dark. Some of them look like they're just quick, but
Sure.
a few finished ones, yeah, they look quite nice. They look like they'd sell for a pretty penny. A pretty
Nice.
copper. A cutie copper! It's back. It's
Mhm.
back.
Snow appreciates the artwork. And then for a little bit of extra security, he's going to quickly put up the hut, and we can take our short rest inside of that.
Excellent. Whatever you need to do in your short rest, you may. You have an hour.
Well, I think we want to drill Cynthia with the information. Hopefully she knows more
Okay.
than just, I don't remember.
Oh, yeah. What did you want to ask her?
So, what parts do you remember leading up to that room?
Well, I mean, like what? Like my whole day? I was studying with Master Wells. He was teaching me a lot of things, a lot of, just tactics and how to use my magic, and he
For any
seems like a
particular
really
purpose?
to make me stronger, to make me a better wizard.
Okay,
that's
so
what
just
I want to
general
do.
things.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean everything. He said if I could. He said I had a lot of potential, and
Mhm.
like more than he'd seen in so many arcane scholars. And when I proved myself, that I'd be able to help him with all kinds of great things. Even today, like even here at the festival, I could help, and that would be amazing to make a name for myself that way.
What happened to
Finally.
that book that you'd been carrying around?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's back in my room. Back in our room.
What was it?
We did a
Or
lot
what
of
is it, I
reading.
guess?
It. And she pauses a moment. Just kind of scratches her head. It was. Oh my goodness. I can't remember the exact details, which is so weird because I had my nose in it forever. He had me studying it really deeply. It was different than other books. It wasn't quite academic. It almost felt more I can't think of a word other than like chanty. I don't know. It was more vocal. It was more like
Hymnal?
it's really hard to explain. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't do that like religious
Right.
stuff. I'm much more, real textbook knowledge, useful stuff, She gives no look at
No.
Ste'yn whatsoever.
Snow
Do
just
you
like elbows
think-
Ste'yn.
Do you think your medallion would be able to help with that at all? Like with her thinking of it and not actually being able to remember? I don't know.
Possibly, but it depends on if it's actually in there or if it's just
How many more
gone.
times
I
can
feel
you
like
use
Right.
that?
only twice more today, so I don't know if I really want to spend a charge on this.
Right.
I do, however, Snow is going to spend the rest of this hour, though, identifying some of the things that they found. The first ones being the wand, the cloak, and the gloves.
Oh,
The wand, the cloak, and the
I
gloves.
was gonna ask if he can have that fire hand scroll.
Yeah.
What was it? Flame?
Burning
hands.
Burning hands.
Burning
that's it.
hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, feel free to copy over any of the scrolls.
Where did I put the gloves?
And then with any, that would take, because he's doing 10 minutes apiece, so with any remaining time, he'll start identifying the potions as well, but he won't have enough time to get through all of them.
Did any of the possessions that we found, was there a pearl in any of them? Because we guided a lot of treasures. Did we find, was there a pearl at all that would be with
Not
those things
amongst
that we've gotten?
his, not
No,
amongst
I
his
mean
belongings,
throughout.
but
No,
I'm
I
sure
mean
like
throughout all of the things. Like we had the dragons. We've been ransacking. We had that stash earlier.
the dragon would be much more likely.
Well, because if we have another
Um,
one that's worth 100 gold pieces, Beau can help with identifying things.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm asking.
I
It is-
see.
It is a common spell component amongst wizards for that reason.
Gotcha. Yeah, I could see that. That would
Okay.
make sense.
Does that show up in
Among the
components, or should I
shinies?
just put down pearl?
It's
Okay.
just a common item, yeah. Or custom item, I mean. Excuse me.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
But it's...
Or they might have pearl in there, but you'd have to change the cost.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Okay, cool. So he can help identify what you can't identify, because we both have that now.
Okay, sweet. In that
Um,
case, but between the two of us, we can get through everything.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
fantastic.
Double time.
Heck yeah, all
I
the things.
will get you the glove info too. I can't find it.
Ste'yn is very interested in the gloves, like what they'll do.
Yeah.
It's-
I literally made a note for myself after our last session, like, here's the things that I'm gonna have stuff for, and it's
That's fine.
somewhere.
Just wondering if all of these things had to be attuned to or not.
Oh yeah, Ste'yn's
Yes.
gonna maybe attune to that
Oh,
the
yeah.
cloak that she got last time.
From the Ruby Blade.
The
Yeah.
cloak of the blood phantom. She'll go ahead and attune to that.
Sweet. Did I give you those details already too? Or else do I have to
You
find them?
did! It has Shadow
Yay.
Step as a bonus action, teleport to 30 feet to dim light or darkness once per short rest, and Crimson Reprisal. If a creature within 5 feet deals melee damage to you, they take 1d6 fire damage. She's even hotter now.
Mhm.
They have to really
This girl
work
is on
to injure you
fire.
just to get injured themselves.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's good. Good for you since you're usually up in melee.
Yeah.
And that little
yeah.
bracelet you got shoots fire, right?
Mm-hmm. Little fiery
hot.
projectiles.
Wait, is that what we figured out? The bangle thingy? The wrist?
The wrist
Yeah,
rocket?
Ste'yn has the wrist rocket.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me I'll find that for you. But of what I do have readily available, since you're able to find and identify everything.
And we'll just say
You've
once you figure
got-
out the item, the extra item Beau found, we'll just say he identified it with the lot once you
No
narrow down
problem.
what it is.
Yeah. Yes, sir, I will. Ooh, potions. Okay. So you've already used the one that you already drank. You have one potion. There's one that is called flask, a smoky looking glass filled with swirling liquid, flickers like tiny bonfire sparks trapped in amber syrup. This is a potion of ember breath. I'll give you the details. It's like a potion of fire. It's like fire breath, but a little bit, they all seem like they are made for the festival, for the season. Potion of Lantern's Veil. Crystal bottle. It looks like a hanging lantern. The potion inside, it's silvery. It's like a mix of like silvery and orange, with little glowing motes inside. This one grants invisibility for up to 1 minute. But because these are flavored, you shed tiny floating motes of orange light that swirl about you. But it does give disadvantage for spot, like if someone's trying to spot you, an enemy or whomever. Except like for truly keen observers, you are not entirely.
Wait, they can't see
Invisible.
the floating
Orange
motes.
they still have disadvantage trying to actually hit you. The motes are not like glued to you to make a form. It's just that in the area you're in, there's little orange motes. Potion of Harvest Boon. It grants 10 temporary hit points, and you get the Bless spell effect for a minute.
That's nice.
Additionally, while under the effect, you emit the scent of spiced apples and fresh hay. And the last one is Potion of Festival Frenzy. This one's in a kind of squat flask. It has this colorful ribbon around it. And the potion inside, it's this kind of fizzy, or it looks like orange soda. Yeah, it's kind of fizzy, bubbling inside. This one, the effect is for 30 seconds. You gain +2 AC, advantage on dexterity saving throws, an extra action.
So haste.
Huh? Yeah,
Haste.
kind of.
But only for
Drawbacks?
half a minute.
Correct.
So it
It
doesn't
only lasts half as long.
But does it not cause fatigue afterwards?
Afterwards, you suffer 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay.
Oh,
then it's just like-
exhaustion? Like it's
That's actually worse than
yeah,
the
that's way
spell.
worse.
It's
No,
not
that one
meant.
will
It's
just throw away.
potion flavored. It's festival flavored. It's for funsies.
They want to exhaust the people in their festival.
It's not too
I
bad.
mean, that seems accurate for what they've been doing with all the sick people at this festival.
I mean,
What else we got?
The wand and the cloak.
and the gloves.
The gloves I will find.
Just like gloves, it'll be TBD.
The cloak. Oh, his cloak.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to find that one too. I'm sorry. I thought I was ready. But the wand is a wand of magic missile.
Yeah.
Heyo.
Okay, we'll hold on to that.
Where I saved that somewhere. That's very annoying. Alas and alack.
Alas and lucky.
Oh, Beau didn't take those 2 cantrip scrolls, so you can also use them. Because you can't really put cantrips in a spellbook, I assume.
Oh, you can?
I mean, he
Oh,
can
I
change his
guess not,
spells
no,
out
because you
at...
can only,
Yeah.
You can only learn them. You can't.
Yeah, in Baldur's Gate you can, and then they're just always unlocked for you. But I
They're just
assume we're
hanging
not
out.
doing that.
I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, because remember I told you that when he was looking through that one book and you had, I think it was like Frost, the one ice attack was in there, and I was like, this is a cantrip. Brad, this is a Wendy's.
Clearly forgot. And this is a Wendy's.
No, this is Patrick.
Fantastic.
We should give the Ember Breath potion to Ste'yn since she's got a fire theme now.
Yeah, she's just got this rockin' hottie chick going thing.
Black
Just
and flame.
roses.
Yeah. Black and flame
If
is
you-
a great aesthetic.
If you put the flame decals on her armor, she actually moves faster.
I feel like while it should only be used as a very last resort, the Festival Frenzy does make sense a little bit for Viola.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the
That's a little bit exhaustion. Y'all are used to it by now.
the extra AC and extra attacks. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haste is usually best for a fighter.
But
So.
I feel like it's probably better for if you feel like you really need that temp HP or something like that.
Oh, I did drag it over. Oops. But not his cloak item. Dagnab.
The Lantern's Veil, I guess, could either go to Ste'yn or Viola, since both of them have armor that makes stealthing difficult.
Or we want to give it to one of y'all, that way you can just be extra sneaky as you're going. We can just keep them in the bag maybe right now, and when a situation comes up, we can use them.
Is there anything anyone wants to claim before I put it all in the bag?
Oh, I guess...
Dan will hold on to the potion of Ember Breath. Why not? We're going with
Viola
fire
can
theme.
go ahead and put the potion in her stuff so that she has it.
The Festival Frenzy?
Yeah, the festival.
Yeah.
I guess Beau could take the Harvest Boon.
Okay.
How long
Then
does
I
that
will
one
put it.
last? Because I wrote down 10
For,
temp HP
a
plus
minute.
plus. Okay, I thought it was for a minute. All right, cool.
Viola will, since we're in this mode of like passing things around and stuff, she'll ask if anybody wants her medallion of protection, because she has never used it since its concentration, and she uses her hunter's mark all the time. It just allows for blade ward once per day,
Is that
which is like it's a minus D1d4 to an attacker's roll on whoever attacks it while it's happening. I think it's like I don't remember how long it is. I looked it up. Probably.
It was like some extra thing that she got for winning.
Yeah, I got it when the arm wrestling.
She won the
That
arm
was it.
wrestling against Satyr.
She used the heck out of that hairpin, but the medallion of protection she has not used.
It looks so pretty too.
It's for a minute.
The Wand of Magic Missile, is that just an already made item? Because I assume Snow will
Yeah.
want to use that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
Snow
absolutely use that.
Snow should keep that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Once upon a time, it was requested, and the DM finally remembered it was requested at one point.
So during this hour-long rest, do we hear back from a certain Fae with a cloak for Beau then, since we're talking about requests?
Plot twist, it's actually what he found in the tower.
Little did you know. No, but I'll write it down to remember. Requested by David. Brenna, prioritize this. Isn't that like a rare one? The bat cloak?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It was for
Cool
an
cloak.
exchange of information. She wanted to know,
Mm-hmm.
I think, more of what he was or something like that.
Or about about his mom or something, or
It was something. I don't know. It was her
go back
questions.
and watch the episode.
It
We'll
was
all
her
watch it together.
questions. He just wants the item.
That's true. But he wanted information first.
He got the
I think, and then
information
it became
first.
interesting to her, and
Yeah. And then,
I'll twist
yeah.
it around. Yeah. Okay.
Leave it to Beau to confuse the Fae.
You're right. Was there? What else did you guys want to do on your short? You're identifying the items.
Oh,
You had more questions for Cynthia or for Nora,
well,
or
Cynthia hasn't
we're coming up with our plan of attack, or
seemed to have any more information from what we've been gathering.
Probably need to start to talk to Nora and see what she thinks we should do next.
Well, Beau, because we brought up the medallion earlier, Beau's going to also to Snow. Eventually, I assume we're going to find that ruby wing person, which when we do, that could be a good use for your medallion. I'll ask
to read
questions
their mind.
about cadence, and you can
Good idea.
read their minds to figure out potentially where survivors are. Only concern that I have potentially is if she's thinking of that town, it might have some gruesome images come up. Is that going to potentially
We've seen
freeze
worse.
you up? Yes, but you've also
I'll be fine.
okay. And then was Viola going to say something to Nora?
So what should we do next? Should we try and get back to where the rest of the novices are? Is there something we should be doing here? How close are we getting to? I think I just now remembering. I think when we came back, we figured out that there was like almost exactly 8 hours between like dusk and whatever time it was before we went to the Wizard's Tower. So I don't know how far away we are now, especially after an hour-long rest. But
I'm trying to remember if you guys determined that when you were already back in the Raleigh district, and then you're like, hey, or if that was when you were in Undra. I feel like it was when you were, that you had 8 hours essentially, or about 8 hours. Or
I think it was back when we were back
in the Raleigh district.
Okay.
I think it was after talking with Canyon.
Because it was after, yeah.
So, I mean, what, maybe another hour's gone by? Well, now 2 with your long rest, or your short rest rather. So got about
5
maybe it's like 6 hours until till sunset, when things are supposed to, when the activities are supposed to begin, the festivities. Did you guys explain?
I believe it was at the. I think we determined it was by the Saker's or Pike, the Wild Pike. I thought we determined.
Wild Pike.
Because we talked when talking to Canyon. Canyon was saying about how his girl is there and there's a stage and all that stuff set up.
Opening it.
And you did see that there was also a little setup. It's smaller, but there's a setup in the Inquirer's ward as well. That you imagine things plan to happen there too. Some type of also launching of, the ceremonial lanterns. But it would make sense that the biggest of it would be happening up in the square.
Hopefully, since we took out the Ruby Quill, who might have been more likely to lead off whatever was going to happen here, there'll be less of a chance of things happening here tonight as opposed to the main stage.
Yeah.
They're going to try and conquer different areas.
Did you guys tell... I'm trying to make sure I have my information straight too, that what Nora knows so far. Did you explain to her that there were these... No. Nina told you guys, right? About the different rubies that were running around.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Nora was there when that was happening.
Right. Okay.
She was in our house.
That's right.
And any gaps between knowledge we can fill in during this hour too.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as what to do next, she doesn't have much to offer. It would kind of depend on, what you wanted. She'll let you know that, as you've seen, right? Like the Peace Watch seems divided. Everyone just seems to be going about preparing for this festival. They're none the wiser that these rubies are right here in the city. But as far as like you mentioned going back to her home, she would take you if she thought you could get there safely.
My thought with that is getting the novices so that we have more numbers.
Yes.
Well, what is the plan?
Are you planning to take more of these rubies? And eliminate more of these rubies? You seem to be making quick work of them.
How many have we defeated so far? 3?
2.
2.
Okay.
Just 2.
We still have the shield, the heart, and the wings.
We saw the shield, but we didn't really interact with him that much. That's why I'm confused.
So
at least you know what you're up against with him?
What if we bluff, because we're just taking out these rubies left and right. We just scare them off, and then we don't have to worry about whatever goes down tonight. And then when they realize that we actually can't take them all on tonight because we're getting tired, we've already rested by then, and we can. Yeah.
Well,
that was it.
Rally. We'll trick them. your purpose is to destroy the rubies. And why is that again? Rather than, I don't want you to face her, but wouldn't stopping her be while
she's
cutting
not
the head off the
around.
beast?
Right.
I mean, if she is like here, but
Do you know where she's at? Because if you do,
Well, she doesn't seem to be scared of anything. I'd imagine she'd be right at her home base, right?
which is
Pike?
Are we talking about the same
She's
thing?
don't
talking-
necessarily.
She's talking about Rosita, but for some reason she won't say her
Rosita?
name.
Oh,
We can say Rosita's
do-
name. Her name's not a problem.
Well, that's good to know. That's a
Think so.
comfort.
As far as we know, at least. We do
Yeah.
know that she who must not be named has worked through Rosita before.
Yes.
Precisely.
But we were under the impression from Nina and I feel like other places as well. Well, we found like all those papers when we fought the dragon.
Right, in the Dragon
well.
Horde.
Right. So we were kind of under the impression that like we would not be able to defeat Head until we take care of the rubies first.
Not only that, but she
Ah,
has the guard around her and the people that work for her.
Yeah.
Right.
Is
And
there any way
all
to
the people, her Rosita,
Right.
that is.
Is there any way to destroy these rubies without actually fighting them?
If we can get our hands on them or see them.
If we get their rubies that they have on their person,
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm guessing in your
Yeah.
reconnaissance these last few days you haven't found any more of them.
have you seen a man walking around with a ruby with a shield with a big old ruby in it? He's one of them. We saw him during the fight at your house, so we know he's around. Just
Believe
not
he's a
sure where he is at the moment.
Wasn't
I
he?
haven't seen him. He seems rather militaristic. Perhaps he's up in the Champions Ward. That's where the peace
We
Watch
could go
are.
there and try to find Storkham. Maybe Storkham could help us too.
Or he might attack us.
You never know. I can be
It's
persuasive.
a way to go.
Cynthia, do you
We also
have
thought about going to
offensive
Seiko's to try and
magic?
get information.
Cynthia looks at you, and her eyes just like slowly glare. I have all kinds of magic. Excuse me.
Do you have
That's
anything that's
sweet.
radiant?
There's lots of schools of magic, Cynthia. I'm not going to assume that you chose ones that for attacking.
Well, a lady has to defend herself. I can.
Oh, so abjuration?
Mainly, it's evocation.
Oh, okay.
I'm very powerful. Kind of
Good,
flips her hair.
because we'll use you then.
Excuse me. I'm not to be used.
We think
I
you
can
could be helpful
assist.
to the cause, is what he means. Yes, you can assist us.
Yes, I can. And
You have anything
I-
radiant?
Probably not.
I mean,
Do you, wait, what was your
I
question?
know
I
it's
have
not
all- I have other
Do you have any
kinds
radiant?
of magic. I don't pull her sheet. I don't know if she has radiant magic.
What's her...
Wizards don't have as many
I
radiant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
well,
think
actually,
it's
she could
mainly
have the
elemental
cantrip
kind of-
now. So their cantrip for first True Strike is now Radiant based.
Mm.
So she has True
Oh.
Strike for some reason.
Maybe. Maybe she could know stuff that's helpful.
I mean, anything's helpful.
I feel like anyone who's
that-
going to have that kind of magic would probably be someone like Lear. She's pretty.
I do
Right
think
in that
we should
manner.
find her.
Well, I think we
I'm
should.
assuming she's
split
with the
up.
novices.
Nora can go gather the novices she's been hiding, and we can go
Mhm.
to the other place.
Champions Ward?
Yes.
You want to walk right into the hands of the Peace Watch. I understand. There's only so much you can do. If they won't come to you, you'll have to go to them. But it's terribly dangerous.
Well, there's plenty of that to go around. But what is the goal exactly?
Right, if we find the ruby shield there, it's going to be hard to take him or his shield out without causing a massive ruckus.
Maybe we could get eyes on him and draw him out.
We
I might be able to get him away.
Hey, maybe the Champions Ward will be empty like everywhere else because all the Peace Watch is out milling about on...
Looking for you.
Well, then he probably wouldn't be there either, and then there'd be no point in going to the Champions Ward.
Well, why was the quill in the tower? You know what I mean?
They might be positioning spots for use, because we saw the darkness coming from the tower. They could be putting themselves in strategic locations for some kind of further ritual. We know that that's their intent.
It's true.
So these could be key points.
Where do you think that would be in the Champions Ward? Addressed to Nora. Where would be a key location like the tower was here? Any
probably
landmarks?
Sure. Along with there's a main building, and attached there's, well, where you were in the detainment area. Fairly large.
Yeah, times.
If you're looking to guard something or keep people away, as they seem to be collecting anyone who disagrees with them, maybe the detainment center.
We could do a jailbreak.
Hey, good spot to find allies.
If they're
we
still
wouldn't
there,
need a
then
jailbreak, but perhaps it could be helpful.
said you wouldn't need you. Never mind. I don't know how the gods work. Not my area.
So we're assuming the shield is in the area. Who else? There's how many rubies are there?
There's 2 others.
5,
There's
7?
the heart and the wing.
There's 5 total. You
Heart
have
and
3
wing.
that are
But
still
the heart
there.
is
The heart would
technically
make
powering, isn't it?
Is it what?
I thought the note we found talked about there being 2 people associated with the heart, a couple.
Right.
Is it Rosita and her?
Oh, potentially.
His name is escaping me. Damien.
I thought Rosita was the one writing this stuff.
Area.
Right. It didn't seem to be referring to herself.
No, it was referring
It's
to...
possible, but
I think
seems
it's
unlikely.
fair that you could call, if we're thinking they're in locations based off of their name, wouldn't that be Saker's Keep?
For...
The heart?
Could be.
I mean, do religious people are always about the heart? I assume.
But I thought that the heart... It's possible. I got the feeling from what we read about the heart in those papers that it was more about romance than it was about religion.
Where's the most romantic place in town, Nora? Or Cynthia?
Cynthia says,
go when you
obviously
need to
the most
sneak
romantic
out?
place is going to be, and she indicates towards Stormwatch Tower. What
That's
could
why
be
you're
more
single,
romantic than
Cynthia.
cozy?
So imagine you want to sneak off somewhere
Nora.
to kiss someone without the eyes of those around you witnessing. Where would you go for that? For a little midnight tryst.
Well, there are a number of places in the tower, so don't go bad-mouthing it, okay?
Just stop
And
talking.
Nora pats her shoulder, and
That's why there's
she
all those
says,
locked rooms.
There's just
Nora
random
says-
people making out in there.
in the residence wall, there are 2 parks. Parks can be romantic, or maybe if heart is used a little more loosely, it could be familial love.
What would
That's
you
what
say
families
is-
would be.
Which
Can
would
we
be...
hear what the document says again? Because I'm forgetting what it even said.
They are all pinned, I believe, in our Discord channel.
Yeah.
Finally!
I think because I saw them earlier. Yeah, they're all pinned. Or what would you say is the heart of the city itself?
That's why I was thinking the Wild Pike.
The city is nothing without its people. I would still say the residents. I
But
think if you're
where-
looking for something...
Go ahead.
Sure. If you're looking for something... Well, yes, what did that document say?
Well, it says a pair for what it all means to me, anyway. For the heart, anyway. And then
What it all
the
means to
shield is
Rosita.
a soldier to lead her army. And then the ruby wing is an idol who makes our heart take flight.
An idol? A performer?
Vav.
Could be Vav. But we also, let's see.
I
The other ones
don't
are
think...
there we go.
Well, if it was Vav, she would have had to leave and come back. Didn't
So
you
the
say
pair in the notes, it says something about Olia and Table. Does anybody know?
the
any of
pike has
them?
tables?
Sounds familiar.
No. Table.
Table.
Olia
Oh, I
and
thought you
Table.
said tables.
Table.
I was
No,
like,
Olia, O-L-I-A,
how
and
unfortunate of a
Table,
name.
T-A-B-O-R. So stop them out of sight, build a story around them, and all the romantics will go rushing right into their web.
Do those names mean anything to
Oh.
Nora?
She nods slowly. Particularly this week. Well, when you're hiding and listening out for your own name and you hear a lot. Yeah, there were a lot of where the festivities seem to be happening in among, the common folk. I suppose you might say. There does appear to be a lot of people talking about some very sweet couple, some very romantic, very lovey-dovey. It's kind of charming, actually. But I suppose if they're evil, it's not so charming anymore. But that was at I forgot the name of the park. The bigger of the two parks. But that is in the residence ward.
So is that what we're
Mhm.
thinking then?
Residence
that might
ward for
be-
the Ruby Heart.
So wait, I don't remember if Beau actually heard this, but I know that Ste'yn is the one that saw the flyer about the musician or something like that went missing, and I thought we were making connections of that to the wing before.
Yes, that was... shoot, the name is here somewhere. The images aren't loading well for me today, so they're taking a second.
Daisy.
But in one of those notes that we found.
Oh, Daisy.
Her name is Daisy. Daisy Manville. A star performer.
So maybe Nora also heard of a Daisy someplace.
Did you bring that up to her? Yeah.
We'll bring it up to her. We'll basically
I'll
take out the
mention it, yeah.
papers and sort of look
Yeah.
through them together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's the main event. Wow.
Wow.
There's our Ruby Wing, right?
All right.
Do you know where she might be?
Definitely at the Wild Pike. That's
Right?
where
Yeah.
all performances are happening.
Well, I was thinking where she might be when she's not performing, but I guess if she's
Probably
just
still at the
always
Pike.
there.
Missing, right?
Hmm. Everyone give me
If
a
she's-
perception check, please.
Cynthia's dead.
19.
She had a dark heart attack.
16.
7.
19, 16, 7,
29.
29. While Beau is putting pieces together skillfully, and the others, you guys start to hear, it's very faint, but you can just make out the sounds. It sounds like drifting music. And while there is a lot of, there is some on and off fanfare in every area, like in the streets, because festivities. this seems to stand out. This beautiful, like distant, very distant, kind of a harp playing. It's
All right.
different than the
For-
otherwise.
For time
Mhm.
purposes, is this after we've officially gotten a short rest? Like, have we? has
You've
an
gotten
hour
your short
passed?
rest, yes.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Because I haven't used dice yet, so I wanted to confirm.
Yeah, go ahead and do that
All right.
at your leisure.
And we don't have anything outside giving us bonuses, right? It's just
Mm-mm.
okay. I didn't think we had anything for that, so just wanted to confirm.
Mhm.
This is a distant harp.
A distant harp playing.
That's what Vav played, correct? Am I remembering that correctly?
Mhm.
And don't
I
forget,
believe so.
Cassie, that
festivities begun
Viola gets a
already?
second wind back.
Yes, I did mark that.
Okay, cool. Because I don't know if it does that automatically for you. So
It does not.
yeah, because it doesn't do
I
it for
had the
me
same
for the
question.
psychic
One.
dice.
Really?
Yeah, but
It's
it
because
doesn't
you
give
only
me
get
back one.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be for a long rest.
Yeah,
Mm.
Right. I was just surprised it didn't
Yeah.
give me back one automatically.
yeah.
You can't format it that way.
All right. So we're hearing.
What are you guys doing?
Okay, what they're
They hear
hearing,
that.
I
They hear a
don't.
very distant, but notable harp playing.
That's very distant but notable.
What?
Should we follow the sound?
What
The
sound?
You don't hear
Definitely
it?
Vav.
Oh, now I hear it. I
Canyon
assume.
wanted us to check on Vav.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
listen really close and everyone just shuts up for like 10 seconds, you just
Shut up. We don't know
make
how to do
out
that.
the very, it's, it's true.
I don't know
Do you
if we
want to
should
try
all
and-
go as a group towards the thing that we don't know if we should go there or not.
Should we
Maybe
do
one
something
of
to
us.
these two that have some very notable colors and features happening?
Well, if we're gonna potentially go in for a fight, I don't know if it matters.
Okay. Well,
I don't think
Well-
Cynthia's on anybody's watch list.
That's true.
Cynthia.
Nor are
Nora
you
is.
capable of fighting.
Cynthia might be though, because if she just got her memory back, then that means who knows that we came and got her.
Yeah, but you heard her. She's a strong, independent woman. Nor are you able to fight
I'm capable.
without
Does
getting
she
in the
look
way.
So not really.
Sorry, one at a time. As I take offense for my character. Who said what?
Well, Beau said without getting in the way.
Ah, she ignores you. Did you want to get... Well, first of all, anyone associated with the guardianship is probably being spotted and approached. I don't know if they're simply dragging them out of the streets or not, but if you're associated, then they'll be looking at the very least. But were you actually looking to have more numbers and send people to these places, or are you four going to roll off and be heroes?
Well, if we hear what we're thinking is the wing, right? If they're playing
I thought we were
music?
thinking it's
I thought
Vav, and
I thought
Vav
we were
is not
thinking
the
it was-
wing.
I mean, Vump is
Daisy
the only
is the
person
wing,
that
we
plays
think.
instruments. I assume Daisy could. Why would Vump be out here?
Why
Snow,
would
give
they-
me an
very-
intelligence check.
Um, 11.
Okay. You have a very vague memory of something Vav told you while you were preparing for the festival. Something about her harp and something about it being very special for this event and knowing Daisy. Distant memory from a
No
whole
relays that.
week ago.
So perhaps she's
weird.
warming up to play with, or to...
Or we just
something
killed
with
the
her.
quill and Daisy could be going to check on him.
You
By the
can't
way,
Playing her harp as she walks
Wait.
along.
I mean, if that's what she uses, we don't know what its use is.
Do you know what a hop is?
Yes.
Do you know how large a hop is?
I mean, there's means of moving them.
Do you know how quickly they get out of tune when you move them?
I don't know what she's playing specifically. For all we know, it's a
Regardless.
magical harp that floats.
Regardless, I think it would be a great idea if maybe one of us were to take a look-see before we just all go dashing out to whatever. So I'm just gonna do that.
Okay.
Snow will disguise self, changing his appearance from this random cleric of Tuildir to look like he's here for the festival. He just looks more like a festival attendee, making sure that the illusion includes the medallion. And yeah, he's gonna walk out.
Okay. Do you have
Would
inspiration
this be an
already?
okay place for a short break?
Okay. Yes, it would. I was going to do that 45 minutes ago, and then we were like, oh, wait, we're planning here. Yes, let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We will see what is out in the streets. Grab some water, grab some food, use the restroom, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you are well fed, well hydrated, and stretched your legs and such. So, we were about to go adventuring a little bit, a little mini side quest of what the heck is going on out there. Is anyone going with Snow to investigate this distant music, or are we staying behind, letting him go? Gonna stealth behind him?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you trying not to be seen, or you're using your costume to also...
No, I'm trying not to be seen.
Okay. Okay. Give me a stealth check. Are you trying to avoid being seen by Snow as well, or just...
No, he doesn't care if Snow sees him.
Okay. Okay.
That is a 22, or I can get higher if needed.
No, I think you're good.
Alright.
I think you're good. Okay. You kind of dip into the best shadows and behind the best spots, just staying out of sight behind Snow, who is in his new costume as a festival goer, which is very common to see in the city of Gratimino at this time of year. You guys make your way out of the alley. It's still not very crowded here. However, you do note that there appears to be a heavier... There seems to be more Peace Watch that seems to be trickling into this area. You spot a few more groupings of them along this main road of the Inquirer's Ward. Definitely more than there were an hour ago. As you head out, you can hear... It's still very faint, but you hear that music. It's coming from somewhere north. So, I mean, deeper into the city. As you exit beyond the kind of walled area towards the streets again, give me a perception check as you're going out, and don't seem to be bothered by anyone.
Are both of us
You
doing
both
that?
can.
Oh, okay.
You both can. Mm-hmm.
Well, he's not going to be able to help you much. He got a 5. Oh, wait, no, 6.
17.
Okay. You guys note that there's definitely more people that are out in the main road. All of the festive decorations are up. Not as much music playing down here, but still there's people playing games and people dancing around and just making merry as they do. There are also a lot of people who are kind of laid up against a wall here, the side of a booth there. A lot of people on the ground that you note. Snow, as you look closer, there's one person, you can see that there's a couple of Peace Watch standing near him. He's on the ground, splayed a bit. Seems like he was propped up against the wall there. There's next to him another gentleman who looks incredibly perturbed as 2 other Peace Watch lift this guy up and seem to carry him off. You note it'd be one thing if they were kind of had one arm over the other, as if helping like a drunkard. And they kind of seem to be giving that impression, oh, we're helping this drunk guy. But from what you see as they start to carry him away, he looks completely passed out, like completely unconscious, or he might not be alive. It's a little hard to tell, but you have a kind of sick feeling as you see him being carried off. And you see a handful of people who look like they're kind of propped up along the ground. And out here in the street, you can tell much more clearly that the harp sound is coming from north, in the direction of the Mercantile Ward and the city square. Yep.
How far away was the guy being carried off?
Maybe 60, 70 feet out from where you are.
Would I be able to get within 30 feet without it being, like, terribly obvious? Or would it... Would I be able to do that without being obvious, or would the Peace Watch absolutely be like, hey, what are you doing?
Within 30 feet?
Yeah.
If you wanted to find a way to quick step your way up, I mean, they look like they're moving a little bit slower as they're carrying this body. You could probably catch up if you had a reason. You know, you could make it look like you're moving through the city. You could probably get up there.
Gonna try to just seem as if he's just passing by, but as soon as he gets within 30 feet, he's just going to cast Spare the Dying on him in case he's not completely dead.
Okay.
I thought Spare the Dying was touch.
Not anymore.
Nice.
Is it not?
Nope. Now it's
I didn't know to
range.
begin with.
When you
Nice.
are above level 5, it is 30 feet. If we were level 11, it'd be 60 feet.
Ooh, fancy. Choose creature with the names zeros and isn't dead. The creature becomes stable.
Yeah. So if he was dying and not
Yeah.
dead, he is now stable.
Level 5, 30 feet. Yeah. Okay. You cast the spell. It's easy enough to cover the verbal side of it with the sounds of the city.
Snow's not even looking in that direction because you
Yeah.
don't have to even see them to cast the spell.
And you can get a sense of when magic takes hold and when it still fails, as it doesn't meet the criteria. It would appear this man is dead. And they're trying to make it look like they are taking a drunkard off. Were you guys looking for something? Oh, sorry.
Gonna move towards the harp music.
Okay. For as long as you are willing to keep walking, you're making your way up the road. In your casual gait, it'll take you. What did we say it was, like 30 minutes or something of walking to get up there? That your casual gait. It was
The music was spreading that far.
We can hear the harp from that far away.
Ain't that something? And you get closer, you're heading up the way. Yeah, it's kind of like the closer you get, the more it almost seems like it's like echoing a bit through the streets.
So it's not in this ward at all.
It's past. It's further up. Like it keeps going.
Okay. Snow will go back to the others then.
Okay. You head back. They're waiting out. Were you guys doing anything while you were waiting for Snow and Beau to return?
Ste'yn was attempting to talk to Cynthia about why she might need some knowledge that's not just from books.
Why she might?
Evangelizing.
Listen, okay. Everything I learned on my own. I don't need any help from anybody being all, ooh, whatever, we're so powerful. If they were so powerful, then how did I get so smart all by myself? Don't need it.
Power and smarts are not necessarily equated.
But for me, they are. And I worked very hard for that, thank you.
Yes, you worked so hard.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
So very, very hard.
Now, I won't say that you're not very powerful yourself. But, I mean, if you needed the assistance, that's totally fine. Whatever you need to do, it's fine.
Gives her a pat on the head.
Trying to remember.
He looks incredibly affronted. She does not seem like she is interested in your evangelization efforts.
That's fine. Just gotta try. Spread the light.
But since you're starting to kind of plant the seed, next time you try to evangelize Cynthia specifically, I'll have you roll a religion check and we'll go from there. For now, we're just planting seeds.
We're gonna get her.
Unless there's anything else, Snow and Beau return.
No relays what he saw and how far away the harp is and everything.
Does he tell us about the dead man?
Mm-hmm.
So there are people dying in the streets, and they're hiding it.
There have
no
been a
one
lot of people
notices.
there have been a lot of people who've been fainting and sick, and they've been covering that too.
Yeah, it's probably those
Medallions.
medallion things.
Yeah.
I agree. That's why we need you to take yours off, Cynthia.
She's a little bit pale. Well, paler.
So we're assuming that that is Vuv's heart that we're hearing, and that Daisy and Vuv are together.
Yes.
And so now we don't think that they are in this ward. So what ward would they be in?
It's, from what Snow said, it sounds like they're
district?
probably
Pike?
or in the piece. They're probably at the Pike,
Oh, the rally.
at the main stage. No,
No, the rallies
Oh.
where Nora's house
Wards
is.
are different from districts.
Yeah,
I know geography.
that would
District
be the
ward.
peace
No,
ward.
yes.
isn't
district
it?
ward.
Well, you were
we're
calling
in the
this
Peace Ward.
You-
Peace
We're in the
No,
district.
Peace District.
the
District.
peace.
District ward.
Yeah,
District ward.
We're in
Big city.
massive city.
Because
Well-
I don't know how to scale.
I'm
Yes,
assuming
yes.
that people will begin to gather where they hear the music the strongest. So I'm hoping that that will leave the park that we need to go to and the Champions Ward a little bit emptier.
Perhaps.
Could be.
So what makes sense first geographically?
Oh. Like, are we
What's
closer
closer?
to? Yes.
Are we
which
closer to
location
the
that we
park
talked
or the?
about?
If you are looking for what's closest, the city center, the city square is
The Pike?
central to it all. From there, the Champions Ward is at the very, very north, and then the main residence ward is just below that and a little to the west. If you're looking north, south, east, west.
I feel like we go park, then Champions Ward, then Pike.
well, the park is probably going to be more out in the open. So it
I
could
feel like there's going to be a lot more people there, though.
Well, that's part of the problem. If there's more people, that could be more people we have to fight. So it might be better to start in the other one.
You want us to start in the Champions Ward?
Yes, if we're thinking that they're going to be
I'd-
out and about.
We need to pick a place and go, so whatever you all think is best, we just need to get moving.
Shield might be harder to fight as well, so it might make sense to go to them first when we're a little bit stronger still. Because we don't know that we're going to get another rest in between. So I'm okay with going to the Champions Ward first.
So then if we're going to the Champions Ward, the most straightforward path there would be going through the city square, the city center, so we can get an eye on what's happening at the stage and at the Pike.
Yeah.
Well, if we do that, they also might see us.
Yes. I think it's going to be very hard for us to remain unseen through all of this if we want to get anything done in a timely fashion.
Well, at that point, we'll just be hoping that our costumes hide us.
What did you want to do about your fellow novices?
If you can get
You-
them,
Maybe bring them somewhere potentially closer to the pike, because I feel like the pike is going to be the end all be all hardest and nearby, hidden somewhere potentially. I don't know.
You want them to wait for you there? Or do you want them to accompany you if they're willing? Maybe they have skill as well. You
so
certainly
we're
have
going
proven
to
yourselves.
have. If we're gonna have Cynthia come with us to the Champions Ward, we're gonna hope
I didn't
to
agree
find...
to any of this.
You said you were willing to assist
Oh
in any
yeah,
way we
you
needed.
said you were willing to help.
Welcome to helping. Of course, if you don't
Fine.
think you're powerful enough, you can sit out.
Oh, I'm more than powerful enough. And she's like very stiff now.
Good. And then we'll
Yeah, our
also
vessel
hope
showed that.
to find that Storkham person when we're
Yes.
there, and potentially his annoying friend Torv.
Orville. Yeah.
Because if we
I
get
mean, we
that,
take all
then
the help
we
we
can
can get.
take all of us to the park to find, because it's going to be 2 people, it sounds like, at least, connected to that one.
Because it's the couple.
Yes.
Well, okay. I feel like so. We think the ruby wing is at the pike. Yes.
Yes.
The ruby hearts are at the park,
Yeah.
and the shield might
And
be
the
in
shield is
Champions.
at the Champions Ward.
Just making sure I'm getting that right.
And
All right.
how do you intend to confront them if you don't feel strong enough to fight anymore? You've done a
Got
lot
plenty of fight
today.
left in us.
Yeah.
It's
Today's
one
not
thing.
over.
No, it's not. And you've already been through a lot. Are you sure? Are you sure you're well enough to fight them? Your
Do you
charisma only
have
gets
an
you so
other
far.
option? Because you've had a week to prepare back here, and so far it seems like you didn't really, so we're doing what we can.
Well, she got the novices to safety. That's not a small feat.
I don't know. If
So, I mean, there's not really anything else we can do here anyway. At the very least, we need to go see what's going on. And then
Yes.
maybe once we see it, we can have a new plan other than just, running in and fighting. Maybe we can think of a more clever way of facing this challenge.
Agreed.
But we gotta see it first.
so, you want me to go back and fetch the novices who are willing to help, bring them to the city square?
I think so.
We could have them meet us at the park as well.
Well,
That was
we don't
another
want to
option I
tire
thought
them
of.
out either. I think it would be probably better. However, have Canyon meet us at the park. He was stationed at your
If
house.
he's still guarding at your house.
Who's stationed at my house? Well, if
Yes.
Yeah,
he's
it's being
there,
watched.
is he?
Trustworthy.
Friendly.
Yes.
Yeah, he's cool.
He's trustworthy. He had one other person there at the house with him, so you might need to take that one out some way. But beyond that,
He'll be
you should
concerned
fine.
about Vav as well, so he'll want to help.
That would make sense. All right. I'll see who there's willing, what they're capable of doing, and
We could have like one of the novices meet
Right.
us at the park so we have a little bit of extra help, and then the rest of them.
I'm really hoping that we find Storkham and Torval and they want to help us and that they'll help us with the park.
Yes, but it still could be good to maybe send. If there are a number of novices willing to help, if you can send a couple of them to
True.
the park,
Yeah,
the
Wait.
rest
one or
of them
two.
too.
So,
And the rest
Brad,
look like-
yes.
I don't remember. It may have come up when at least when we fought the dagger, the ruby blade. From those fights, do the people that are involved, are they seeming to be ferals, or are they seeming to be people, like regular people, from what Beau could gather from the fights?
The the rubies themselves?
Yeah, because we knew that the people at the tavern were all ferals. So,
Right.
as far as like her workers and stuff like that. So,
You didn't get any indication from what you saw of them before they seemed to change or whatever it was. You didn't get any indication that they were ferals.
okay. Cynthia, I remember a very awful tale about you and Viola fighting at that one place. During that time, you used a spell to isolate her. Do you still have that ready?
Isolate?
Just immobilize her.
Oh,
You held her
yes,
in
of course.
place.
Yes, of
So,
course.
we can try that on the shield. If he's held in place, we can just grab the ruby off of him.
It could be a possibility, yes.
Immobilize a target, disarm. That's brilliant.
You're easy to impress, aren't you?
When someone is using their brain, yes, I suppose so. It's nice to see people using their brains like me. But I suppose you're borrowing your goddess's brain, right?
However, so you said you primarily specialize in evocation.
Yes.
You don't have anything that can increase the odds of spells taking effects?
If you're going to ask what she has on her character sheet, I would have to go back and see.
I mean, if you're talking about something like making them have to, subtract a little something from their ability to save, I've definitely got that.
Yeah, because he's thinking something like silvery barbs or
I've got
like
Bane.
okay, Bane
Bane's
could
good.
also work because if we can tip the
She's-
scales in ways, then that could be helpful for her not to do the spell, and maybe Beau can do a spell instead. If she has
She's
something.
more stacked for one reason or another. She is more stacked in a direction of big bursts of power. Is what she evokes, you might say. But as if you're describing that, she would say, based on conversations she's had when you back in more peaceful days in the novice hut, she'd say that as far as kind of like buffing, debuffing, and more assisting kind of magic or means, potentially others could help. And when they go back and get the novices, they can maybe send the right people based on what you're looking to do.
Okay.
Right.
Well, for
We're
now,
gonna make this a team effort. We're all gonna beat some monsters. They thought little of us novices. Show them.
It is a dangerous thing to underestimate somebody.
First smart thing you've said.
You feel good when you say things like that, don't you?
No doubt
Truth is
you
truth.
both.
all right.
If you
Well,
want me to hit her,
first
I will.
we need to get past the pike, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well, then we should probably get going.
That's what I've been saying.
We probably need to disguise that one.
Oh, Cynthia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you four artists, I've walked around in numerous costumes. Thanks to you. Well, at least
Beau's
one.
gonna grab a can of like a thing of paint and just throw it at her hair. Like black paint.
I'm here for it. She deserves it.
You grab the paint and you dump it on her. Nora very quickly steps aside, like presses to the wall to dodge it. And Cynthia has a moment of utter shock, still stiff, as she is dripping with this paint.
Wow. Black is really your color, Cynthia.
There we go.
Why
We can
did
say
you
you just got out of the shower.
Snow uses prestidigitation to clean it off of her face so it doesn't get in her eyes or mouth or nose.
But we're kind of like squeeze it down some so it's not like just dripping everywhere. But
She like bats at your hand. Stop it. You could have asked.
well, we have a
It's
time
dying,
limit.
laughing, and having a blast. She's loving this.
I didn't think you want to wear my cloak. Might be a little bit beneath your station.
It would.
All right.
Well,
I look awful with black. This is terrible.
You
I look like I'm
fine.
If it's the worst
Sick.
part of your day, then you're doing pretty good.
You look fine, and we'll clean it off later.
You couldn't have used magic for this.
I mean, you're free to do what you want. You have free will and magic. You could have
What?
disguised yourself before we did a thing.
all
Your
right,
books
and
not
then,
teach you how to do
All
that.
powerful.
and then he's gonna
Illusion is not my
Moving each
thing.
other,
He's gonna
not
grab-
hurting anything.
he's gonna grab like one of those things that you put all like the paints on. He's just gonna put it in her hand. And then he's gonna grab some other props around and just kind of throw it on her. You're a paintress now, as we're walking
Yes.
Master paintress. He's been playing too much Claire Obscure.
around. Yeah.
All right, to the pike. All through the
huffs.
pike.
Yep.
Well, we are not.
Let's
You-
go.
Okay, so the four of you are heading north towards
Plus
The
the
Cynthia.
five of us.
Cynthia's coming with
Oh.
us.
Oh, okay.
That's why we disguised her.
Yeah,
We didn't just do
and
it
that's
for
why he was
funsies.
asking her
I thought
about
you
her
were
spells.
trying to help her get back to.
No, he was
Nora's
asking her
home.
about the
Okay.
spells to have
No,
her
she's
not
coming
come with
with.
us.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha.
We saved her
Cool.
life. Now she can help us out.
Okay. So the five of you are making your way north. Nora is going to turn about and start heading back. Did you guys disguise her too?
Nora?
She's
I
Or
mean,
no,
we figured she's
on her own.
If there's something we
No.
can help
Okay.
her with, sure.
Snow will
we'll-
use prestidigitation to make her hair black or dark brown as well.
she will ask you. I think as she'd
And
asked
she
before, she
did.
asks if you could make it black.
yeah.
Yeah, black.
And she
I
seemed
guess
very
since-
appreciative that you took
Since
the request.
if we do still have the cloak around that Ste'yn was using, then we could let Nora use it. I don't think anyone's using the mask that she used to wear either.
The
she'll do
red
that if she
helm.
wants.
Yeah, the dread helm. I mean, at least people
We're
won't
just
go up to
partying.
Nora.
It's true. Like, oh, I'm gonna dodge that one. Okay. Yeah. She's cloaked, helmed, black hair remaining, sticking out underneath. She seems it seems unwieldy on her small frame otherwise. But she wishes you all luck, and she says, please, I understand that there's a lot you can do. Do not underestimate an enemy like this.
We're not.
Are you sure? You've had a few victories already. I know that can make you swell with pride.
I'm sure.
Only some of us.
There are many innocent lives that are being risked tonight for what's happening. I will not take that lightly.
No, we're keeping
My-
Cynthia in our company. Be assured we're taking this seriously.
That's true. Well, I suppose there's nothing more I can do for the four of you, or the five of you. And she, a look kind of crosses her face for just a moment, but it passes, and she says, just stay safe, and you'll have some backup too, soon. I think the others would be more than willing to help. They've been worried about you. Leah
I'm glad they-
especially.
I'm glad they've been safe this time, and I
Hopefully
that the
she's been
strength-
cooking. If she has,
She had. We haven't had.
If she has
much
bacon
space.
roasts, have her bring some. That'd be a huge morale boost.
I couldn't provide much space as far as cooking, but at least they have a space to be safe. So
That's
I'm
far more
sorry.
important.
it gets back and they all died of starvation.
No. There's
There's no
plenty of room to
there's
keep
no air
some
holes.
stuff in
They
a
all
cellar.
just they all suffocated to death.
Yeah, that's what happened.
No.
Right.
Keep
Oh,
an
and
eye out. You'll have some
Cynthia,
help soon.
If anyone talks to us, your tongue's been ripped out and you can't speak. So do not talk to them. Understood?
Why would you get so gruesome about it?
Well, we already have
Plus,
one
it's easy
mute
to
around
say
us, so I'm
not.
trying to add more of a reason. It's on for there would be a compiling number of mutes. You need to have a
So,
reason.
I think they might hang out together.
But what if you
Come
say something
on.
stupid and I need
Viola
to say
will
something
link
because I'm
arms
smarter
with
than you?
Cynthia. Nope, we're quiet. Shut your mouth. Let's go.
I hate everything about this. You're so lucky I'm here.
Yeah,
and
Oh,
I was
that's what it
so
is.
lucky.
But it's
And
the feeling
she,
she has a 5 charisma, so that's why I was locking that down.
whatever that sheet is, that's a 5. The 5 of you make your way heading north towards the pike. Norris doesn't move for a minute, just watching you go at first before she finally turns back around and starts heading towards the rising gate.
As
As
a
you-
note,
Mhm.
Snow switched his disguise self back to cleric since to match the others, and he also gives Ste'yn a healing potion to replace the one that she drank.
I will add that to my inventory.
Beau also
Okay.
asked Snow to prestidigitation the paint off of him. 'Cause-
Okay. Can do.
I just, you part ways and you make your way up, and I just remembered that you guys still have that. I don't think you ever gave Nora her thing from.
We didn't give her.
Thank you for the
Snow
what?
Maybe after they
remembers
live.
that right after they leave. I'm like, oh, shoot. It's in the bag.
Wait,
Dag-
what did
What?
they give her?
Dag nabbit. The
For
gifts
what?
from Pernorin
Oh,
for Nora.
Oh,
okay.
Oopsie.
It's on the
You were-
list. We'll do
You've
that
already
later.
rounded the corner. You're like, oh, yeah,
It's too-
I'll
I'm
get
not
it
gonna go
later.
back to that. It's
I'll
fine.
get it later. You kind of hasten your step a little bit, not too much to be noticeable, but enough that you can cut a little bit of time off getting your way up to the city square. And the closer you get, the more bodies there are. People up and dancing and celebrating. You see groups of people clustered and they're kind of hunched over something. Every now and then one of them stands up and admires their work, and they seem to be holding a partially built lantern. Some people are bending metal for hooks and for stabilizing pieces and panels. All of it very colorful and bright. There's people are perfuming some, and others are painting more. It's all very festive, and just more bodies the closer you get towards the center. The music is also much louder here, as if it were amplified and echoing through the square and further beyond you'd think it would otherwise reach. There's also kind of lining just all around the city square as you reach it, and you can see the pike across the way. You kind of come in like central-ish, and so you can see the pike on one side. You can see where the road continues, and the doors to the pike they're the only things in this whole area that seem to be unguarded. In fact, the Peace Watch presence here, they are here, but it doesn't feel like that's particularly heavy in this area. And there's none that are over by the Wild Pike. The music is pouring through, even the door that's kind of only just barely opened, and the music pours through, filling the square, and everyone is reveling. Are you continuing up and away?
Do we see anybody that looks like they could be Daisy?
Give me a perception check.
Well,
Hey, I got a nat 20.
well, that's good. 'Cause
Hey.
Beau got a 6.
You don't see anyone that looks like it could be Daisy. But the song that plays as you're thinking about it and you're kind of looking over and peeking, the song that plays is a famous one, because it's known all about, and it is I'll say that you note that it is associated with her and that troupe that she played with, the Soaring something. I have to look that up again. It is Telltale, and you feel absolutely certain that beyond that door would be the person you're looking for. And no Peace Watch in sight that seemed to be blocking it at all. No one's even seemed to look in your direction.
Viola will point out the door and I mean, she's just throwing things out there.
Do you want me to get a closer look? So something we would hope to find out.
Your mic just dropped.
Say again, Josh.
Is there something that we hope to find out from this, or?
I mean, if it's so little presence, would it be smarter to try and do something here now before we carry forward?
Rosita, I'm sure, is also here.
That's what I would think. So then perhaps we just carry forward?
If they don't have Peace Watch here, that's because they don't need Peace Watch here.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I don't think we should go for it now.
I'll let you go then.
Okay. You take stock, you take note of the area, of the music playing. You even hear a voice that kind of starts singing along to that famous tune. And it is a voice you recognize, not because she's a famous idol, but because she's someone you've heard performing here before. You've heard Vuv's voice and you've heard her play, and she is phenomenal as her voice drifts and blends with the harp. And you go past the square.
Well, how far away is she above?
Well, it's a little hard to tell distance in that you can tell now that the sound's being amplified, but it would be inside the pike. As if you suspect she's the one playing. As you already did, I guess.
Oh, I thought we were suspecting that the person behind the door was the other one.
It's her music. You can tell, like, her mark is here. Like, it would make sense that Daisy were here if you kind of designated a ruby in an area, but it's Vuv's voice you hear along with that music. So you also presume Vuv is inside.
Are we more than 120 feet from there?
Probably. It's this is me not knowing distances, but probably it's the whole city square.
We could try to get Vuv to leave one more time.
I think we just leave this for now. We're not... If Rosita's in there, we're not ready to face her.
I don't need to go in there.
She is very unlikely to come out. I don't think you're going to persuade her. And also that would alert to our presence. And
I
we're
mean, they
trying
already
to
know we're
go on.
here.
They don't know we're right here, though. I say we continue on with the plan.
Yeah.
We agreed?
All right.
It's your choice. Yeah, you continue north along the main road. The music doesn't seem to fade much as it's being amplified. But you can see coming into view not so long after, and you're going up that same semi-familiar road when you first arrived in Grazie Minot, heading towards the main gate, but heading a little more westward, you reach that very pristine, very clean, structured, and notable look of the Champion Ward. There are some patrols going about, some standard Peace Watch patrols, and you kind of follow the route you recall from when you were taken here last after being rowdy in the Pike. And as you are, where are you heading specifically? Somewhere in the Champion Ward, or were you just kind of entering and looking?
I
think we were
say
sorta-
entering and looking to begin with.
Probably making us ways to a main structure, because that seems to be where they...
The one that Nora mentioned was like the holding area that we
Yeah.
had been in before.
Okay, I didn't want to presume, but I thought that's where you were headed.
Keeping an eye out for Torgal and Storkum.
Torval.
Isn't that his name?
Torval.
Oh, Torval?
Torval
Marvel.
and Storkum.
Um,
Oh,
You-
Torgal's the name of the dog in Final Fantasy 16. I was trying to remember what I heard that from, and it's from that.
how can I be mad? You can navigate your way well enough. And it's not that large. But you can navigate yourself well enough heading north, and you can spot where you had been taken before, a holding center, detainment center. Outside, you can see there are 3 Peace Watch, all of them arms crossed, looking rather put off in their body language, as 2 men are standing in front of them. They seem to be having a back and forth spat. One of the men both of them look much more put together than the Peace Watch, who seem tired of arguing, but also very firm in their no, whatever it is, this disagreement, very firm on their side. The 2 men standing there, though, one is in this pristine golden armor, hair perfectly sitting back behind him, slicked, beautiful swords on either side, and one on his back, like he's ready for anything. His arms regally crossed over his chest as he appears to be making some type of point. And the second, wearing more standard but familiar and nice leather armor, brown hairs, also kind of like somehow just nicely coiffed, and not blue, but you recognize the captain of the guard, Elikin Asalin, and the 2 of them seem to be having this back and forth with the Peace Watch. Wherever they were talking about seems to be getting rather heated, as 5 more Peace Watch approach from behind the other 2. They don't look. The 2 men don't look to see the ones approaching. But in an instant, both of them have hands on weapons, not drawn, but prepared. As if they also sense there's something not right happening in this area. And before we get too much further in your reactions to that, we're going to pause it here for the evening, as you've made your way to the Champions Ward and whatever fun you're waltzing yourselves into. Whatever else they got themselves into.
Woohoo!
Woo! Look at us making progress. I have a thing for saying good night to folks. I found it! There it is. So for now, thank you from all of us here at Tales from the Catacombs. Catch up and recapture your favorite moments by subscribing to the channel. We're over 220 subscribers, which is super cool. And we've got cool stuff coming here and on Twitch, and Catherine's got a thing for us, and all kinds of fun stuff happen because you chose to subscribe, which is totally free. So thank you for that. And let people know, word of mouth, I think, is going to be the best way for people looking for clean content in tabletop RPGs. We got you, boo-boos. And we appreciate you journeying with us to bring that clean content to the world of tabletop RPGs. And a particularly huge thank you to my players, whose links are in the description below. Please take a moment to follow these tremendous people and their very exciting endeavors. David, who plays Beau, Catherine, who plays Ste'yn, Kassie, who plays Viola, and Josh, who plays Snow, all of which are far too sassy for any of my NPCs. And I don't know. It's taken me 2.5 years and I haven't figured out how to deal with it yet. I am Brenna. I am your storyteller for this evening and for this adventure. And we will see you back here next time. Safe travels and don't wear iron medallions until we meet again.